From the heart of the nation's football league, welcome to the Neon Era. Welcome to NightKnightSims. This is Night Knight here, and today, the Tokyo Neon Tigers enter their first true gauntlet of their young existence. Alright, and we're here in the main menu, and today, the Neon Tigers face the toughest stretch of their early history. We have two hostile road games, followed by the first ever home game in Tokyo. This roster is young, fast, and hungry. And tonight, they're ready to light up the nation's football league. They aren't just an expansion team. This is a neon storm ripping across the league, a franchise fighting to carve out its identity one snap at a time. Preseason is done, new players have been signed, favorites have been cut, and now the real work begins. But before we can take the field, we have to shape the future. We do that by starting off with choosing our draft class, and we're going to select an auto-generated draft class, which will give us a fresh pool of unknown talent, hidden gems, and future Neon Tigers waiting to be discovered. And before we rebuild our scouting department, I want to define our mission. These are the positions I'm going to be targeting for this year's draft, the roles that will shape the Neon Tigers for seasons to come. The previous scouting department was a team built for survival, not dominance. So today, we're reshaping the future, one scout, one region, one position at a time. We're targeting the positions that will define the Neon Tigers for years to come. Quarterback, halfback, wide receiver, offensive line, edge rusher, and cornerback. These are the pillars of the Neon Era. And with our scouting priorities locked in, it's time to clean house. And now, every scout is released, every assignment's been reset. Tokyo needs vision, and we're about to build it. We're going to bring in specialists who fit our identity, experts in the trenches, evaluators who understand speed, discipline, and scheme fit. Every hire is going to be intentional, and every region will be strategic. All right, so we're going to go with a 2-star national scout that's focused on wide receivers and a secondary expertise of tight ends. In the Southeast, we're going to have a 1-star scout focusing on safeties with a secondary expertise of tight ends. In the Central, we're going to have our 3-star scout focusing on edge rushers with a secondary expertise of middle linebackers or linebackers in general. In the West, we'll have a 1-star scout focusing on defensive tackles with a secondary of interior O-line. And then the Northeast, we'll have a 1-star scout on corners with a secondary expertise of tight ends. And now, with the future set in motion, it's time to take on the present. We have 3 cities, 3 battles, 1 mission. Welcome to Episode 3, the Opening Gauntlet. The Neon Tigers now have a scouting department worthy of the Neon Era. So Week 1, we're facing the Detroit Motor Hydras. The top 3 players tell the whole story. Medlock, Wilcox, and Powers Johnson. Although on the screen it does show also Travis Hunter and Gregory. But the main thing is they've got a very strong running game, it looks like. It's going to be a downhill trench warfare football style team. So our weekly strategy needs to reflect that. Offensively, we're rolling with people movers, insider trading, and happier feet. We want to win inside, stay ahead of the sticks, and keep our timing sharp against Wilcox's aggression. Defensively, it's ground guardians with bookend busters and always watching. We're going to sell out to stop Medlock and hopefully Fort Detroit to beat us through the air. For play sheets, we're going West Coast and shotgun 2-back on offense for timing, rhythm, and answers for their downhill linebackers. And then on defense, we're running 4-3 and deep freeze. So control the run, take away play action, and then freeze the field deep and make Detroit drive the long way. Trainer abilities, we're going to do enhanced recovery and practice shield. Now with the strategy locked in, it's time to get through the practice and see if we have any upgrades this week. All right, we did get 1 upgrade for this week. That's going to be our left edge rusher, Leatu Latu. We're going to upgrade his speed rusher ability. Hopefully we get some finesse move upgrades here. We get +1 to finesse moves, +1 to hit power, and +2 to tackle. So that is an upgrade set I would not mind taking at all. And now, it's time to unveil the 53-man roster of the Tokyo Neon Tigers. These are the players who will carry the Neon torch into the nation's football league. This roster was built with intention, speed, discipline, and scheme fit. Every position group has a purpose, every player has a role. On offense, we begin with the quarterback room. Javon Britton is our QB1, face of the franchise, with Conrad Rathman backing him up as QB2. In the backfield, we have Delonte Curry, who leads the way at halfback 1, with Levi Winters and Cameron Finch rounding out a deep, versatile running back trio. Trevor Colbert is our fullback, a tone setter in the running game. At wide receiver, we have Hugh Frye and Ben Morton headlining the outside threats. And then we have Danny Jeffries as our starting slot receiver, with Brian Thomas Jr., Cam Branch, and Kyle Looney completing a 6-deep receiver room. At tight end, we have Abdul Madden at tight end 1, Antoine Brown at tight end 2, and then Braylon Richardson steps in as tight end 3. Up front, at the engine of this offense, we have Connor Moore at left tackle, Jeremiah Matthews at left guard, Lee Valdez at center, Jordan Morgan at right guard, and Russell Green at right tackle, with Dustin Brown, Joshua Nolan, Carlos Griggs, and Seth Forden providing depth across the line. Defensively, this team is built around speed, discipline, and relentless pressure. On the edges, Leatu Latu and Jimmy Osborne rotate at left end, while Nick Scorton and Angelo Corona anchor the right side. Inside, the defensive tackle room is loaded, with J.J. McLeod, Matt Bolden, Darius Presley, Connor Abraham, and Sergio Rainey, who give us power, depth, and disruption. At linebacker, Drew Bryant and Evan Harrison hold down the same position. Cameron Peters and C.J. Pemberton come in the middle. And then Mark Ellis and Jeremiah Green bring range and physicality at will. In the secondary, Kerry Wolf and Nate Wiggins are our starting corners. Carrington Valentine and Sean Colbert provide depth, with Jamal Cameron as our starting slot corner and Devon Davis as slot depth. At free safety, we have Matthew Irwin and Kirk White, who patrol the deep field at free safety. And then you have Tyler Delgado and Earl Culver, who handle strong safety duties, and DeJuan McLean as our Swiss Army knife sub-safety. And then on special teams, you have Tyler Loop as our kicker, Taylor Young as our punter, and Jesus Beltran, who handles long snapping duties. And this is the 53. This is the foundation. This is the first ever roster of the Tokyo Neon Tigers. And now, with the lineup set and the strategy locked in, it's time for some football. Week 1, Detroit. Let's get to work. We are live from Detroit, Michigan, inside one of the toughest environments in the nation's football league, the Motor Hydras, the Neon Tigers, Week 1. A brand new era begins tonight. For Tokyo, this is more than a debut. It's the first step in a 3-city gauntlet: Detroit, Boston, and then back home to Tokyo, a test of identity, toughness, and discipline. Javon Britton leads the Neon Tigers into hostile territory, backed by a roster built on speed, precision, and purpose. Across the field, Detroit brings power, physicality, and a fan base that lives for moments like this. 2 teams, 2 visions, 1 opening chapter. Welcome to Week 1. Welcome to Detroit. Welcome to the Neon era. Ball is on the tee, crowd on its feet, and the Neon Tigers begin their journey right now. They take the field for the first time in franchise history, and the Motor Hydras are waiting with one of the loudest crowds in the league. Tokyo enters this season with a new identity: speed, discipline, and precision. And tonight, they'll need all 3. Detroit brings power, physicality, and a defensive front that punishes mistakes. Javon Britton, with a 6-year contract, leads the Neon era onto the national stage for the very first time tonight. And the moment is finally here. Now, the Neon Tigers defense takes the field for the very first time. And this is where Tokyo's identity truly begins. Up front is Leatu Latu, Nick Scorton, J.J. McLeod, and Matt Bolden, a front built on discipline, leverage, and controlled aggression. Detroit wants to run downhill, and this group is built to stop exactly that. At linebacker, Cameron Peters and C.J. Pemberton come in the middle, with Mark Ellis patrolling the weak side. This unit is fast, smart, and designed to force long, methodical drives. And in the secondary, Kerry Wolf, Nate Wiggins, and Jamal Cameron in the slot, backed by Matthew Irwin and Tyler Delgado at safety. This is a coverage group built to erase big plays, and Detroit opens their season with power, play action, and physicality. And Tokyo's hoping to answer with speed, discipline, and a 4-free threat that refuses to break. Defense was set, and the Neon Tigers are now in their first stand in the nation's football league. So here we go now, 1st and 10 at the 47-yard line. Detroit's able to move the ball quite a bit to start. They're going to fake a handoff this time, play action. They're going to send it down to their halfback, and he's going to be tackled for a loss of 1 on a play. Great job by the defense to read out that play there. So we're going to come up now to a 2nd and 11 after that 1-yard loss. Going to come out in shotgun. Got a halfback to the right, calling out some adjustments at the line with the snap. It's got time, but they sent a blitzer. You had to get rid of the ball. There's going to be a penalty on a play against Detroit. That play looked like it went for no gain anyways. And that's going to be a holding call on the offensive line. It's going to be on left tackle Deontay Patterson. And that's going to back Detroit up to a 2nd and 21 now at their own 42-yard line. Going to be once again in shotgun. Got to motion a halfback out towards the top of your screen. Calling out some more adjustments at the line, probably trying to point out the mic, but it's going to be impossible against this defense. He's able to get a receiver across the middle. He's going to get a gain of about 11 to bring up a 3rd and long. They're just across midfield now at the Neon Tigers 47-yard line. They're going, looks like they're doing 3 receiver set on this one, looking to pass. They get the throw off, and it's going to be knocked away. And great job there by the defense to knock that away and force a Detroit Hydra punt. And here comes Javon Britton and the Tokyo offense, the first offensive snap in Neon Tigers history. Everything we've built, every meeting, every rep, every decision, it all leads to this moment. Tokyo opens the season with a West Coast rhythm, timing, precision, and controlled aggression. Delonte Curry was in the backfield. Hugh Frye was split wide. Danny Jeffries in the slot. This is the identity of the Neon era. Detroit's front is as physical as it gets, with a wall of power waiting at the line of scrimmage. But Tokyo didn't come here to survive. They came here to set a tone. So Brighton under center, and the Neon Tigers offense is ready to take its first step into the nation's football league. So here we go now, 2nd and 14 after that 4-yard loss. Brighton takes the snap. He's going to fake the handoff to Curry. He's going to get it across. That's going to be complete, and that's going to be a gain of about 7 yards on a play. And now it's going to bring up a 3rd and 7. You got Brighton in shotgun. He's going to have Curry to his right with the snap, looking to pass. Great block in there. He gets the pass off, and it's going to be caught, and that's complete for a first down, and that's going to be our tight end Abdul Madden on the catch for Neon Tigers' first down of this season and of this franchise. This time, Brian's going to come out under center. You got Delonte Curry in the backfield. So take the snap, hand it off to Curry, who's got some blockers. He's able to get to the edge, shakes the defender, and he's going to make it for a gain of about 13 yards, and that's another Neon Tigers first down. And now we're up to our own 49-yard line, just shy of midfield. Brighton's in shotgun. He's got Curry to his left, takes a snap, fakes the handoff, looking. He's going to get that pass off, and that's going to be caught by our slot receiver, Danny Jeffries, for a gain of about 4 on the play. So that's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 now. And I did change all the players' numbers to fit what real life kind of is, because they had some weird numbers going on. So you are going to notice different numbers than what you saw during the preseason. So just a heads up on that. But now here we go, 3rd and 6. Curry was stopped for no gain on that one. Brighton in shotgun. You got Curry to his right. Takes a snap, looking to pass. Great pancake there, and he's going to get it across, and that's going to be caught by Delonte Curry out of the backfield, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers first down. And we're knocking on the door of the red zone here at 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line, although the marking is just shy of the 20 based off of the mark on the screen. This time we're going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to rumble his way forward for no gain. Looked like that was going to be a loss at first, but he was able to get back to the line of scrimmage. So now we're going to have Brighton in shotgun. That looks like that might be backup halfback Levi Winters in. He's going to fake the handoff, and Brighton's going to keep it himself, and he's going to get leveled. It's going to be fumbled, and it's going to be recovered by the Detroit Motor Hydras. What an unfortunate situation. Recovered by Brandon Barden on that. And we were moving right down the field, and Javon Britton, who had not fumbled, I don't think, all preseason on scrambles, fumbles on a major hit there. And I don't know, maybe he was down. Let's look at that closer. I couldn't tell, but I mean, based off of one of the ones that showed, he may have been down, but we'll see if they challenge it, and they do not. So they are going to go ahead and just run with it as a turnover. So now it's Detroit Motor Hydra ball, 1st and 10 at their own about 16-yard line. Going to hand it off, and that's going to get stopped for no gain right away by J.J. McLeod, who came in there and with a 3-yard loss on the tackle. Great job there, and we definitely need our defense to keep us in this game and get this momentum going. We were driving, but we can't afford this home crowd to get this momentum from that turnover. Able to run the ball, but there was probably a hold on the player, an illegal block in the back. Looks like it is a hold, which would explain why they were able to kind of get into that zone run there. And that's going to be on the left guard, J.J. Radley. So this one's going to now back up to a 2nd and 19 at their own 7-yard line, starting to get into dangerous territory here. Quick throw. It's caught, and he gets blasted, and that's by Dwan McLean, our Swiss Army knife at kind of a hybrid safety back there, and that's going to force a 3rd and 19 at the 7 now. So they're going to rule that for no gain. Now their QB is going to be in shotgun, got a halfback to his right, but we know they're going to pass. We only send 4, drop everybody in coverage. The QB is going to scramble out. He has a lane open, and he's able to scramble up, but not enough for a first down. He has to go down at the 20, and that will be a hydro punt. So now Britton, after fumbling on the last series as we were inside the red zone, is going to come back out and hope we get some offensive momentum going once again. 1st and 10 at our own 39. Britton under center with the snap. Quick throw, and that's going to be caught, and that's going to be Ben Morton, our wide receiver 2 on the play, and that's going to be a gain of about 5. So it's 2nd and 5 now at the 44. Britton is in the back. He's got Curry back there. He's going to do a quick throw out to Curry, out to the right. Curry's going to make a man miss, sheds off another tackler, and he's going to finally go down at the 48-yard line. Man, what a play by Curry there. He took 2 defenders right out of their shoes on that play, and that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now at the 48-yard line. Britton in shotgun. It looks like Levi Winters is subbed in now to his right. Looking to pass, quick throw across the middle. It's caught, and who was that? Didn't see who that is. It looked like that might have been our 5th wide receiver, Cam Branch, on the play there. But that's another first down, 1st and 10 at the 37. Quick throw. He's got an open receiver, and he's going to get it. And that's going to go to that's going to go to Danny Jeffries, our slot receiver. And that's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 14-yard line. And this offense is humming to start this season. Empty backfield this time. You've got 3 wide at the bottom of your screen. Britton with the snap, looking to pass, long drop back, and he's just going to throw it to the ground and throw it away. I'm surprised that wasn't intentional grounding, but I guess we're going to go for it without it. So it's 2nd and 10 now after that incomplete pass. Britton takes the snap, looking, gets the throw across the middle, and it's going to be caught. And that's the Neon Tigers' first touchdown of their franchise. And who is it? None other than tight end Abdul Madden to get the first touchdown of franchise history. And that gives the Neon Tigers a 7-0 lead over the Motor Hydras in Detroit. So Detroit's going to come out after the defense, let the Neon Tigers take a 7-0 lead. They're going to come out under center this time, 1st and 10 at their own 27. Makes a jet sweep, and it was eaten up right away. And that's going to be defensive tackle Darius Presley in for a 3-yard loss, and they didn't even have time to get the play started on that one. So now we're at a 2nd and 13 at their own 25. They're going to be in shotgun this time. I guess they want to stay away from being under center with our front 3 there. Or front 4, sorry. And they're going to get it out, and he's able to make it to the edge, and he's finally going to get brought down on a combination tackle by Matthew Irwin, and looked like Mark Ellis was there as well. So now it's going to be 3rd and 2 at their own 36-yard line. Let's see if our Neon Tigers can get a 3rd down stop here. They're going to send a blitzer, but they left a wide open zone, and he's able to take advantage, and he's going to slide down at the 45-yard line. And that's one problem we did notice in a preseason is agile, very agile quarterbacks were able to find zones on us at times. They weren't running for ridiculous amount of yards, but they were constantly getting first downs because we weren't having somebody contain them in there. And that's why I'm using always watching. I'm hoping that kind of starts coming in to help prevent some of this stuff. But that's going to be an illegal block in the back on the Motor Hydras. So that's going to pull that play back a couple of yards. And it's now going to be a 1st and 13 at their own 42-yard line. Got just under a minute to go here in this first quarter. Under center, takes a snap. They're going to hand it off to their halfback, who finds a hole up the side there, and he's able to get a gain of about 5 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 5 now at midfield. It's going to be in shotgun, waiting for the snap. He's going to send a tight end in motion. Takes the handoff, looking to pass. The pocket collapse really quick. He gets it quick out, and it's going to be a first down, but he ends up getting hit pretty good there, and that was Mark Ellis on the final tackle there. But that's still going to be enough for a Motor Hydra first down, so it's 1st and 10 now at the Neon Tigers 43-yard line. They're going to hand it off to the halfback, who sheds a tackle, and it's going to be finally brought down by J.J. McLeod, who makes his way out there, and that's going to bring us to the end of the first quarter, where the score is the Tokyo Neon Tigers 7 and the Detroit Motor Hydras 0. And now we're going to start the second quarter here, 2nd and 4 at the 38-yard line. They're going to be in shotgun, halfback to the right with the snap. We're only going to send 4. He gets a pass across the middle to a wide open receiver, and it's going to be caught and gained, and it's going to be a gain of about, 14, 15 on the play or so. And that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now at the 27-yard line. Going to be in shotgun, halfback to his right again, calling out adjustments. He's going to send a halfback in motion out to the bottom of your screen. Calling for the snap, gets it off in time. They only send 4. He's going to have to scramble, and we're going to get to him, but he's going to get the throwaway just in time. We had our defense barreling down on him, and it's going to be a 2nd and 10 now at the 27-yard line. And that's great to see. We're getting pressure with just the front four, so that's great to see. Oh, a great pancake there, and we're still able to get one, and he's going to have to throw it as he gets hit. And that was Liatu Latu rushing him, and almost with another sack. 2 plays in a row, we almost got him, but he's able to navigate around and get the ball out. It's now 3rd and 10 at the 27. Going to send his halfback in motion. Waiting for the snap. Gets the snap, looking to pass. We only send a 4. He gets a throw out, and it's going to be a low throw, incomplete, and that's going to force a Motor Hydra's field goal attempt. So this attempt's going to be from 43, 44 yards from the right hash. Snap, the kick, it's up, and the kick is good. And it's now a 7-3 Tokyo lead. All right, so after having a touchdown on the last drive, we're going to come back out. 7-3 lead now after that field goal by the Motor Hydras. Brighton takes a snap, fakes a handoff to Curry, throws it, and he had a receiver open, but it's going to fall incomplete through it just behind him. And that would have been a touchdown if he was able to dot that correctly. So now we're at a 2nd and 10. Brighton's going to be in shotgun. Curry to his left, takes a snap, quick throw out. He gets it. This one's going to be caught, and that's going to be tight end Antoine Brown, who's in there on that play, and that's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. So we're now looking at 3rd and 5 at the 29-yard line. Brighton in shotgun with the snap. They're going to send a blitzer. He's able to get throw off to an open receiver, and it's going to be caught, and that's going to be to Ben Morton for a Tokyo Neon Tigers first down. So here we are now, 1st and 10 at our own 47. Brighton in shotgun, fakes the handoff to Curry, throws it. It's going to be caught. He's going to shut off that first tackle. He's able to stand on his feet, and that's Danny Jeffries for almost enough for another Neon Tigers first down. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 1. They're going to call that a gain of 9. He didn't stretch the ball out far enough. So here we go, 2nd and 1 at the 43-yard line of the Motor Hydras. Going to send a man in motion. Fake to just sweep. We hand it off to Curry, who could not make a man miss. That's going to be a loss of 3 on the play. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 4 now at the 47-yard line. Brighton's going to be in shotgun with Curry to his right this time. You've got Jeffries at the bottom of your screen, and it's likely Frye or Morton at the top. Gets a throw off, and that's going to be to Antoine Brown. Or no, that's going to be to Abdul Madden's back in there. So that's going to be another Neon Tigers first down, and it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 33-yard line. Brian's going to be under center, Curry in the backfield. Going to send Hugh Frye in motion, hand it off to Hugh Frye on a jet sweep, and he's able to get a first down and more, and he's finally going to get knocked out of bounds at the 15. That's a gain of about 16 yards on the play, and that's going to bring up a 1st and 10 now at the 15. We're going 4 wide at the bottom of our screen here. Brighton in shotgun with the snap with plenty of time. He gets the ball, quick little throw off to there, and it's going to be a gain of about 7 yards on the play. That completion was to tight end Abdul Madden once again. So Brighton in shotgun. He's got Curry to his right. 2nd and 3 with the snap. Gets a throw off. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be another Neon Tiger first down to the 3-yard line. Looked like that might have been Brian Thomas or Cam Branch. I didn't see what number that was that caught that reception. But here we go. 1st and goal at the 3. Take the snap, fake it. It's going to be thrown, and it's going to be another Neon Tigers touchdown. And this one's going to be by tight end Antoine Brown. So that's 2 touchdowns with 2 different tight ends and a 14-3 Neon Tigers lead. All right, so after you had another Neon Tigers touchdown, it's a 14-3 lead, 9:27 to go here in this first half. 1st and 10 for the Motor Hydras at their own 23-yard line. I formation, takes a snap, hands it off, and he's going to get met as he gets across the line, and it's going to be brought down by J.J. McLeod on the tackle. Cameron Peters was also there on the play. Now it's going to be a 2nd and 9 after the gain of 1. It's going to be under center, halfback in the backfield. Takes the snap, fakes the handoff, and he had a tackler bearing down on him, but he's able to get away. And he's going to be finally brought down by Will linebacker Mark Ellis after a gain of almost 10. So it's going to bring up a 3rd and 1 now at the 32-yard line. I formation, they're going to hand it off, and he's going to get met at the line, but he's able to fall across, and that's going to be a Motor Hydras first down. The 1st and 10 now at their own 34. Going to be in shotgun this time. Halfback to the right. Calling out adjustments at the line. He's going to shift the halfback over a tad to the bottom of your screen. Takes a snap. We send a blitzer. He's able to get the throw off, and it's going to be knocked away, incomplete. And that's going to be cornerback Nate Wiggins on the defensive stop there. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 now at the 34-yard line. They're going to call an audible at the line. They're going to change up everything. They're going to send a man in motion now. Send him back to the other side. Going to take it. He's probably going to go to him. He does not. It's going to be a blocker. He's able to get the halfback, and that's going to be another Motor Hydras first down. So now they're just shy of midfield. They're at their own 45. 1st and 10. Just under 7 minutes to go. in shotgun, halfback to the left, takes the snap, looking. He's going to throw it deep. He's got a receiver who's got a lead, and it's going to be called, and that's going to be a Motor Hydra touchdown. And it's now going to be a 14-10 Neon Tigers lead. So our CB1, Kerry Wolf, got blown out on the last play and gave up a huge touchdown pass. It's now 14-10. Brian's going to take this one. Our offense is going to try to keep things moving. We're able to get a completion. That's going to be a gain of about 4 yards. That one looked like it was caught by tight end Abdul Madden on the play. So 2nd and 6 now at our own 42-yard line. Brighton in an empty backfield. Looks like we're going 4 wide at the bottom of your screen. Brighton with time gets a throw off, and he's got an open receiver across the middle, and that one's going to be caught. And that's going to be Ben Morton, our rookie, with another huge first down catch for the Neon Tigers. So now it's 1st and 10 at the Detroit Motor Hydras 37-yard line. Brighton with the snap, looking. He gets a throw off. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be Morton once again, and that's going to be another. Or no, that's not Morton. That one's going to be Hugh Frye. And now it's going to be another Neon Tigers first down, and it's 1st and 10 now at the 25-yard line of the Hydras. Going to be in shotgun. Got Curry to his left. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who's able to run across the middle. That's going to be a huge gain. That's going to be a gain of about 12 yards, and it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 13-yard line. And what a change from preseason. Suddenly, the defense of the Motor Hydras have no answer to our offense, which struggled all preseason. Brian's going to hand it off to Curry, who's able to get to the edge. He's got a blocker, and that's going to be in. He stretches it out, and that's the 3rd Neon Tigers touchdown of the first half, and a 21-10 Neon Tigers lead. So after that touchdown carry by Delonte Curry, the Neon Tigers have a 21-10 lead. It's 1st and 10 for the Motor Hydras now at their own 32, and they're going to get a big run. That's going to be a gain of about 27 yards on the play. What a hole in our defense there. We've been able to actually hold the run down pretty good, and that was just an explosion for the Motor Hydras. And it's now 1st and 10 at the Neon Tigers 49-yard line. Now they've passed midfield. They're going to hand it off, but this time he's going to be eaten up in the backfield, and that's going to be our right edge, Nick Scorton, on the tackle there for a loss of 1. It's going to be 2nd and 11 now at the 50. They're going to be in shotgun, just under 3 minutes to go. Clock's still ticking. They got 3 timeouts. With the snap, looking, he gets the throw off. It's across the middle, and it's going to be just enough for a first down. And that tackle was finally finished. It looked like Mark Ellis, our will linebacker, on that tackle. So it's 1st and 10 now at the 39-yard line. Under center, takes the snap, drops back, looks, gets the throw off, and it's going to be overthrown, incomplete, and it's now 2nd and 10. Going to come out in shotgun again. He got a halfback to the right. Once again, calling out adjustments with the snap. He's able to get it across the middle to an open receiver who's going to be chased down and finally brought down. And that tackle was by Kerry Wolf, who gave up that huge touchdown earlier. And that's going to bring us to the 2-minute warning, where it's the Neon Tigers 21 and the Motor Hydras 10. So now at the top side of the 2-minute warning, it's 1st and 10 at the 20-yard line in the red zone, offset I formation. QB obviously under center with the snap, hands it off to the fullback, who's able to rumble his way forward for a gain of about 5 yards on the play. It's now going to be a 2nd and 5 at the 15-yard line. Clock's still ticking. They still have 3 timeouts, but for some reason they're not using them. They're going to take the snap, look, and they've got time. He gets the throw off, and it's going to be caught. And even though we had a tackle there by Nate Wiggins, he's able to hold on to the ball. They do finally use a timeout. And it's now going to be a 1st and probably goal at the 4-yard line. So they're going to come out in I formation this time. We've got all of our big front up there. See if we can get a goal line stand here. They're going to take the ball with the snap. Look, they're going to hand it off, and he's going to get met, and that's going to be no gain on the play. And it's going to be the Motor Hydra's 2nd timeout. All right, so now it's 2nd and goal at the 4. They're going to be in shotgun for this one. Looking to pass. We send a huge blitz. They try to set up a screen, and that's going to be blown up by Cameron Peters, our Mike 1 linebacker, and that's going to force them to take their 3rd and final timeout. So here we go now, 3rd and goal at the 10. We're able to get 2 stops so far. Let's see if we can get another. We only send 4, and we're able to get him, and that's going to be a sack. And that's going to be our right edge, Nick Scorton, on the tackle to force a 4th and goal at the end of the first half. And they're going to settle for another field goal attempt, so this should be a chip shot. This should be an easy 29-yard field goal just inside the right hash. The run down the clock, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's now a 21-13 Neon Tigers lead. All right, so the Neon Tigers get the ball to start the second half. They have an 8-point, 21-13 lead. Probably would have been more if it was for Brighton's fumble on the first drive of the game, but nonetheless, here we go. Quick pass out. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be a first down for wide receiver Ben Morton. And we're up to the 37-yard line. We've been red hot so far, and this offense seems to just keep things moving. So let's see if we can get a score on this opening drive. We're going to hand it off to Curry, and that's going to be a run of about 2 yards. Tackle on the play by Robbie Farmer, who we actually dropped. It's now 2nd and 8 at the 39-yard line. Brighton shotgun takes a snap, quick throw out, and it's going to be caught, and he's got nothing but green, and that's going to be a huge gain. That's going to be about 22 yards for Danny Jeffries, our slot receiver there, and it's now going to be 1st and 10 at the Motor Hydra's 37-yard line. Under center with the snap, handed off to Curry, who breaks the tackle and gets up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of about 12, and that's 57 yards on 9 carries on the day so far for our halfback, Delonte Curry. It's now 1st and 10 at the 25-yard line. Right, it's got to come out in an empty backfield, 4 wide at the bottom of your screen. Brighton with the snap, clean pocket, got time, gets the throw off, and it's going to be caught over a defender, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers first down by wide receiver Hugh Frye, and it's going to be a 1st and goal for the Neon Tigers. So here we go now on that 1st and goal at the 9, I formation, Brighton under center. Going to hand it off to Curry, who has a wide opening, and that's Curry's 2nd touchdown run of the game, and that's going to give the Neon Tigers a 28-13 lead here in the 3rd quarter. So after forcing a Motor Hydra's punt, it's 1st and 10 now at our own 12-yard line. We do have a 15-point lead. Under center, flips it out to Delonte Curry, who pushes through a defender, and he's able to get a gain of about 4 on the play. And what a bruiser of a running back we have here in Delonte Curry. It's great and fun to watch him run this ball. This time, Brian's going to be in shotgun. We're going to have Winters in there to block. It's going to be caught this time by Ben Morton. And that's going to be a gain of a couple on the play to bring up a 3rd and 4 now at the 18. Brighton in shotgun. I don't know if that's Curry or Winters in there with him. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be out of bounds, and that's going to be that one's going to be Abdul Madden on the first down, and it's 1st and 10 now at the 27. I keep getting mixed up because Madden's 86 and Brown's 88, so. And that one's going to be Curry on the run. He's going to bowl his way forward for a gain of 5 yards. He's well on his way to a 100-yard gain possibly here in his 3rd quarter. It's 2nd and 5 now at the 32. Brighton in shotgun. Takes a snap, looking, he gets a throw, and it's going to be incomplete. Pass was intended for wide receiver Ben Morton. It's now 3rd and 5 at the 32-yard line. This is one of the very few times we've had a 3rd down that's been longer than a couple. And this one's going to be caught, and he's able to shake off the defender, and that's Brian Thomas Jr. on the play. Great job there by Thomas. And it's going to be another Neon Tigers first down, just shy midfield, 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Brian's going to be in shotgun this time. Looks like that might be Curry. No, that's going to be Winters in there. Brighton with the snap, looking to pass, and he's got a wide open receiver, and that's going to be none other than Ben Morton, our wide receiver 2 rookie, and that's another Neon Tigers touchdown and a huge 35-13 lead over the Motor Hydras. So here we go now after another Neon Tigers touchdown. It's a 22-point lead now. 1st and 10 for the Motor Hydras at their own 23. And they just have no answers for our offense or defense. We hit them on the throw, and it's going to fall incomplete with an open receiver. And that was going to be strong safety Tyler Delgado on the tackle, on the attempted tackle there. Almost got a sack, but it's now going to be 2nd and 10 now at the 23-yard line. Just under 5 minutes to go here in his 3rd quarter. He gets the throw off, and that's almost intercepted. That was Jamal Cameron, our slot CB on the play there to force a 3rd and 10. They're going to call an audible at the line. It's going to be an empty backfield. QB in shotgun with the snap. Fakes the pass. Looking, he gets a pass across the middle, and he overthrows the receiver, but there's going to be a penalty on a play. That's likely pass interference. And it is. They're going to call pass interference on the play. And that's going to be against our sub-linebacker, DeJuan McLean, our Swiss Army knife. And that's going to be an automatic Detroit Motor Hydras first down, 1st and 10 at their own 44-yard line. Under center with the snap, hands it off to the halfback, who's going to get met immediately. And that's going to be a combo tackle by both Matthew Irwin and Nate Wiggins on the play. That's going to be a gain of nothing on the run. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 now at their own 45-yard line. He's going to be in shotgun again. Sends him in motion. Gets the snap, looking, gets the throw off. It's going to be caught across the middle. Great hit, but he just bounces off that tackle, and he's finally going to go down. And it looks like that was Evan Harrison to finally bring him down at the end there. So it's now 3rd and 3 after a gain of about 7. Looking to pass, they try to stop. Oh, what a block there. One of our defenders just got blown up on the play there, and he shakes the tackler somehow, and he's going to get all the way down to the 26-yard line. What a dreadful set of circumstances for the Neon Tigers on that play. Several defenders just don't know what they were doing. They weren't playing football on that play, and here we go. They're starting to get some momentum, and there's a penalty. An illegal block in the back is going to send them backwards. So it's now 1st and 19 at the Neon Tigers 35-yard line. Motor Hyders are finally showing some signs of life in what's been a very lackluster offense. And this one's going to be caught across the middle, and that's going to be tackled by Cameron Peters, a Mike linebacker. It's going to be a gain of 1, so it's now 2nd and 9. A gain of 10, and it's now 2nd and 9 at the 25-yard line. The QB's going to scramble out, and he's got room on a scramble, and he's going to slide down because he was going to get blasted if he didn't. I wish he would have stayed up. That would have been great to see. They got another injury on the play, and now it's going to lead us to a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. We've been down here once before this game. We were able to hold them to a field goal. We had a great defensive stand. Let's see if our defense can do it again. Caught across the middle, and he's going to make his way in, and that's going to be a Detroit Motor Hydra touchdown, and that makes it a 35-20 ball game. I'm sorry, I lied. They're going to go for 2, so it's still 35-19. They're going to be in shotgun with the snap, looking to get a snap and wide open receiver, and it's now a 35-21 ball game, and it's a 14-point lead now for the Neon Tigers. And Javon Britton is looking every bit of that 99 rating overall QB that he should be looking. His X Factor is activated, and he's just balling out in a 14-point lead here in Detroit. Looking to throw. He's got a pass, a wide open receiver, and it's going to be caught and brought down finally at the 41-yard line. It's going to be a gain of, what was that, I'd say about 11. I didn't see where we started off there. It's now 1st and 10 at the 41. We're going to hand this one off to Curry, who's able to make some moves, and he's finally going to be brought down at the 48-yard line after a gain of 6 on a play. That's 81 yards on the day for Delonte Curry. Slowly approaching that 100-yard mark, 19 yards to go. 2nd and 4 now at the 48. Going to fake the handoff to Curry this time. Throw, and it's going to be knocked away. That pass was intended for Brian Thomas. I thought he had it. That could have been another Neon Tigers touchdown, but nonetheless, 3rd and 4 now at the 48-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. Curry in the backfield with the snap. Quick throw out. That's going to be caught, and that's going to be a Neon Tigers first down to our slot receiver, Danny Jeffries. Now it's 1st and 10 at the Motor Hydras 36-yard line. See if we get the snap off for the end of the quarter. We likely will. With the snap, we're going to fake the handoff, throw, and it's going to be caught, and that's going to be Ben Morton racing his way down, and he's going to be brought down finally at the 7-yard line. And that's 138 yards receiving today for our rookie Ben Morton. And that's the end of 3, and it's the Neon Tigers 35, the Motor Hydras 21. So here we are now to start the 4th quarter, 14-point lead, and we're knocking on the doorstep for some more. 1st and goal at the 7, Brighton in shotgun, Curry in the backfield. Brighton looking to pass, and he's got to keep it a run. He's going to run in, and that's going to be a QB run-in for another Neon Tigers touchdown. Brighton's first running touchdown of the year, and a 42-21 lead. So with a great stop there by Nate Wiggins, and this pretty much put the nail in the coffin. Brighton's going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to be able to run his way forward, and he's going to push his way for a gain of about 7 yards on the play, and he should be very close to 100 yards now. At least 90. I know he was in the 80s before. I don't remember if we had another carry or not, but it's 2nd and 3 now at the 44. Brian with the snap, quick throw out, and that's going to be caught for another first down by our slot receiver, Danny Jeffries. And it's 1st and 10 now at the Motor Hydras 49-yard line. And they just have had no answer this whole game. It's just been complete annihilation by this offense. Brian's going to fake the handoff to Winters and keep it himself and run, and he's going to stretch it out, and that's going to be a Neon Tigers first down. So 1st and 10 now at the 38-yard line. Brian's going to be under center. I think that's Curry back in again. It is. We're going to hand it off to Curry, who's met in the backfield. And that's going to be a loss of 1 on the play. It's now 2nd and 11. And let's keep feeding Curry the rock. Let's get him to 100 yards. I would love for our first actual game of this franchise to have a 100-yard rusher. That would be phenomenal. But Brian's going to drop back to pass. He throws it. He's got an open receiver. And that's going to be that's Hugh Frye. Our wide receiver 1 on the reception. That's going to be another first down all the way to the 17-yard line. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 17. Brighton under center. Curry in the backfield. Got to hand it off to Curry, who's able to get to the edge, and he's able to push his way forward for a gain of about 4 on the play. So it's going to be 2nd and 6 now. Brian's going to go under center, Curry in the backfield. Going to hand it off to Curry, who's able to get to the edge once again, and he's able to get down and doesn't stretch it out. He just goes down. It's going to be just shy. And it's going to be a 3rd and 1 now at the 8-yard line. We're going to come out in I formation this time. So let's see what play they do. And it's going to be a QB sneak, and Britton gets it, and it's going to be another Neon Tigers first down. And it's now 1st and goal at the 5. And we got 3.5 minutes to go. And the Motor Hydra's hopes are all but evaporated here. And the Neon Tigers are well on their way to getting their first win in their first ever game here in the Nation's Football League. Britton with a snap, throws it, a high jump ball, and it's going to fall incomplete. Couldn't reel in the pass. We're going to have an injury on the play. That's our right tackle, Russell Green there. That's not good to see. I hope that's not serious. So that's likely going to be Dustin Brown filling in now. So now here we go. 2nd and goal at the 5. Britton in shotgun. Curry to his left. Winters to his left. He's going to hand off to Winters, who's met immediately. But there's going to be a penalty on Detroit. And it's going to be offsides on the defense, which we will obviously accept, and that's now going to be 2nd and goal at the 3-yard line. And now Curry is back in there. Brighton's under center. See if we can get Curry another touchdown this game. Britton drops back to pass. Curry, great pass pickup, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers touchdown. And that's Abdul Madden with his 2nd touchdown of the game and a 49-21 lead here in the 4th quarter. And the Tokyo Neon Tigers win their first ever season opener 48-21 over the Detroit Motor Hydras in Detroit. What a game. They had no answers for either side of the ball against our team. And Curry was just running all over the field. They couldn't stop the passing game, and Britton was looking like that 99 overall QB that he, in fact, actually is. We'll go ahead and look at player stats. So Javon Britton was 32 of 39 for 428 yards and 4 touchdowns. And QB Jason Gregory was 30 of 44 for 304 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rushing game, Delonte Curry, 17 rushes, 96 yards, just shy of that 100-yard mark. 2 touchdowns on the day, 5 broken tackles. Carl Medlock led the way for the Motor Hydras, 16 carries, 55 yards. And then you had QB Jason Gregory, 8 scrambles for 63 yards. And then Javon Britton, our QB, had 4 carries for 24 yards and a touchdown and a fumble. Joey Reyes, 2 for 14, and Hugh Frye had 1 jet sweep for 18 yards. Receiving, Detroit's leading receiver was Carl Medlock, 11 receptions for 80 yards. We had Abdul Madden, our tight end, 10 receptions for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the top receiver of the day was Ben Morden, 7 receptions, 138 yards, and a touchdown. But what a day by all facets of this team. I mean, even on defense and everything. I mean, defense, how many sacks did we have total with this game? So we had a total of 4 sacks this game. 1 by Nick Scorton, and then 1 by Delgado, and then a split between Corona and Presley. So 3 by the Neon Tigers and 1 by Jimmy Hutchins of the Motor Hydras. The interceptions, there were none. The forced fumbles, there was 1 forced by Jimmy Hitchens, and it was recovered by Brandon Barden. And then who blocked that field goal, I wonder? That was Matt Wilcox, who we mentioned at the beginning as one of their star players. So he made his presence felt in a losing effort as the Neon Tigers went on to win 48-21 in Detroit. And we do get some upgrades for the game. So tight end 2, Antoine Brown's going to get an upgrade. We're going to go ahead and upgrade his possession. See if we can get some catch and traffic upgrades, possibly. We'll get quite a few. So we're going to get +2 to short route, and then +1 to specialty catch, run block, ball carrier vision, break tackle, carrying, catch and traffic, pass block, and release. Great set of upgrades for Antoine Brown. And then we get an upgrade for our our backup Sam linebacker, Evan Harrison. I'll upgrade his pass coverage. See if we can get some zone coverage mixed into that. And we're going to get +1 to man coverage, +1 to play rec, and +3 to tackle. The Neon Tigers have arrived. In their first ever game, Tokyo walks into Detroit, one of the toughest environments in the nation's football league, and dominates from start to finish. Final score, Tokyo 48, Detroit 21. A statement, a warning, and the beginning of something real. Javon Britton was surgical tonight, poised, efficient, and completely in command of the offense. The West Coast rhythm was flawless. Delonte Curry and Levi Winters controlled the ground game, and the receivers Frye, Morton, Jeffries, Thomas Jr., and even Madden and Brown got involved, and they all created separation all night long. 48 points on the road in a debut against a top-tier defensive front? That's not luck. That's identity. And defensively, Tokyo set the tone early and never let up. Nick Scorton and Liatu Latu lived in the backfield. Cameron Peters and CJ Pemberton shut down the middle for the most part, and the secondary with Wolf, Wiggins, Cameron, and Delgado just erased most of Detroit's big play threats. No takeaways, but relentless pressure and a defensive performance that flipped the momentum again and again. For a franchise playing its first game, this wasn't just a win, it was a declaration. Tokyo walked out of Detroit 1-0 with confidence, with purpose, and with a message to the entire league. The Neon era has begun. I'll see you in Week 2. Week 2, Boston. A completely different challenge from Detroit. Where the Hydras brought power and downhill aggression, the Liberty Phantoms bring discipline disguised as one of the smartest defenses in the league. They don't blitz recklessly, and they don't give up explosives. They force you to execute every snap, every read, every window. So, before we jump into our weekly strategy, let's go ahead and view weekly awards from last week. So our QB, Javon Britton, got NFC Offensive Player of the Week, and the Shanghai J Dragons Colombo got the Defensive Player of the Week. And then on the America's Football Conference, you had McCoy for the Northern Crowns get the AFC Offensive Player of the Week. And then in the American Football Conference, Defensive Player of the Week was from the Denver Alpine Mammoths and defensive tackle Schultz. So let's go ahead and jump into weekly strategy. So offensively, we're going to go with Happier Feet, Dr. Dots, and Insider Trading. We want crisp timing, clean windows, and consistent gains against a defense that refuses to give up big plays. Defensively, we're going to roll with Always Watching, No Fly Zone, and Pressure Posse. We're taking away their timing routes, shutting down their bootlegs, and forcing their quarterback to hold the ball. For play sheets, we're running West Coast and wide trips on offense. We're going to spread the field and attack the disciplined zones with spacing and timing. And on defense, we're going Master of Disguise and 4-3, rotating late, disguising coverages, and forcing Boston to diagnose after the snap. And then trainers, same thing. I do these every week, Practice Shield and Enhanced Recovery. All right, so an update after we got through our weekly strategy. We are without one of our backup offensive linemen, Sebastian Shields, with a dislocated left shoulder. And then on defense, we are without our Swiss Army knife, DeJuan McLean, who is out with an ACL sprain. So that's going to be a huge loss on our defense against a team that just exploded against their opponents last week. And we did get an upgrade for Sergio Rainey. So let's go ahead and upgrade his power rushing. Does not upgrade his overall, but it does get us +2 to finesse moves and power moves. Awesome. And then +1 to play rec and awareness. So that's a good set of upgrades. And now with the strategy locked in, it's time to take the field in Boston. Week 2, the gauntlet continues. We are live from Boston, Massachusetts, home of the Liberty Phantoms, who enter Week 2 undefeated after a statement win on the road against the Shanghai J Dragons. Boston didn't just win, they dominated. Their quarterback threw for over 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, and wide receiver Parker Washington exploded for 8 catches, 140 yards, and 3 scores. This is a team with momentum, confidence, and a passing attack that can punish any mistake. For Tokyo, this is the second stage of the gauntlet, a 3-city test of discipline, identity, and resilience. The Neon Tigers arrive at 1-0 after dismantling Detroit, but tonight's challenge is different. Boston is smart, Boston is structured, and Boston is dangerous. Week 2, Tokyo, Boston. The gauntlet continues. All right, the ball's on the tee, crowd on its feet, and Week 2 begins right now in Boston. The Liberty Phantoms enter tonight undefeated after a 28-14 road win over the Shanghai J Dragons, a divisional opponent of ours. Their quarterback threw for 300 yards and 4 touchdowns, and Parker Washington lit up the field with 8 catches, 140 yards, and 3 scores. This is a team with momentum and a passing attack that can punish any mistake. Tokyo answered the call in Detroit, but tonight they face a smarter, much more disciplined opponent. So now the Neon Tigers defense will take the field, and this matchup is all about discipline. Boston's quarterback is coming off a 4-touchdown performance, and Parker Washington just scorched Shanghai for 140 yards and 3 scores. This is a rhythm offense, quick throws, timing routes, and precision. Tokyo's going to answer with always watching, no fly zone, and pressure passe, a combination built to disrupt timing, erase windows, and force hesitation. Latu and Scorton on the edges, McLeod and Bolden inside, Peters and Pemberton controlling the middle. The Neon Tigers are looking to set the tone early. So here we go from 2nd and 12, quick throw out, and it's going to be caught, but it won't get very far as he'll go down after a gain of about 5, and it's now going to be a 3rd and 7 for the Boston Liberty Phantoms. So the Q is going to come out in shotgun this time, halfback to his right. They're going to send a man in motion. He's with the snap, looking to pass. They got time. He's going to throw it down, and he's got a wide open receiver who's going to catch it before stepping out of bounds. And Russell Coakley is going to get 20 yards on that, but they're going to challenge. And let's see what the officials say about this catch. I'm thinking it's going to be complete and stand. There's 1. There's 2. So I think that is going to be a completed pass. And it is. So now we're looking at a 1st and 10 for the Liberty Phantoms at their own 42-yard line. Snap. They're going to hand off to the halfback, who's going to run right into a defender, and that's going to be a gain of 5 on the play. And it's now going to be 2nd and 5 from the 47-yard line. And this defense is holding pretty good. I'm glad we're not seeing any major explosive plays to start off the game at least, so we'll see. Fake the handoff, looking to pass, he throws, and it's going to be intercepted. And what an interception. What a job by our backup Sam linebacker, Evan Harrison, to get that interception to start this game. And our defense has the momentum rolling in from the previous game. So now here comes Javon Britton in the Tokyo offense, and this drive will tell us how they handle one of the smartest defenses in the league. Boston disguises everything. They rotate late, they bait throws, and they force quarterbacks to win with patience. Last week, they shut out Shanghai's run game and made every yard a fight. Tokyo's going to counter with happier feet, Dr. Dots, and insider training. A timing-based plan built to attack the underneath windows Boston gives up. So, Britton in the shotgun is hopefully what we're going to see most of this game. And the Neon Tigers now begin their first drive of the night with a holding call, and it's now 2nd and 17 after the penalty. So now Britton's going to come back in shotgun, got Curry to his left, takes a snap, looking to pass, quick throw, and it's going to be caught. He's going to shed the first tackle, but not the second, and that's going to be a gain of about 15 on the play. Great job there. It looked like that was Hugh Frye on the reception. So Brian's going to be in shotgun. He's got Curry to his right, takes a snap. Once again, looking to pass, quick throw out, and that's going to be to our slot receiver, Danny Jeffries, and that's going to be a Neon Tigers first down. So here we go now, 1st and 10 at the Liberty Phantoms 39-yard line, trying to take advantage of that quick turnover on the first drive of the game for the Liberty Phantoms. Under center, takes a snap, fakes the handoff to Curry, and they just drill Britton. He has 2 defenders right in his lap, and instead of throwing it away, he goes down with a sack, and it's going to be a loss of 10 yards. And it's now 2nd and 20 at the 48-yard line. He's going to be in shotgun, takes a snap, looking, gets the throw off, and he's going to be caught, and that's going to be to our rookie Ben Morton, and it's going to be a gain of 11 to bring up a 3rd and 9 now at the 38-yard line. Right in shotgun. He's got Curry to his right, takes a snap. He's got time. Gets the throw out. It's going to be caught, and it's going to be, it's going to fall incomplete. Pass was intended for Abdul Madden, who drops it, and that's going to force a Neon Tigers field goal attempt. So the Neon Tigers, this would be a 55-yard field goal attempt for long from the right hash. The snap, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And Tyler Loop gives the Neon Tigers a 3-0 lead off that 55-yard field goal. All right, so now Liberty Phantoms come back out after the Neon Tigers got a field goal on their first drive of the series after Liberty Phantoms turned over the ball on an interception. And their first play goes for nothing and a penalty. So that's going to be a holding call. So they already had no gain, and now they're going back 10. So now it's going to be a 1st and 20 from their own 10-yard line. And this defense is not playing around to start this season off. So here we go. They're going to come out in shotgun, a halfback to the right, going to send a receiver in motion, fakes a jet sweep, fakes the handoff, looking to pass. He's got time, gets the throw off. It's going to be caught, but then out of bounds at the 16. That'll be a gain of 6 on the play. So they're going to come out in shotgun now on 2nd and 14 with a halfback to the left, takes a snap, looking to pass once again. He's going to move forward, and he's going to end up just running. He gets leveled. He gets hit pretty hard. He fumbles. He's able to recover his own fumble, but man, he may not want to do that again. And it's now going to be a 3rd and 12 from the 18-yard line. And I think we may have taught him about scrambling on our defense. So we will see. Takes a snap, looking to pass. He's got room, gets the pass off, and he's got a wide open receiver right at the first down marker. And that's Chris Hodges, and it's caught for a Liberty Phantoms first down. So 1st and 10 now at the 31. Neon Tigers do maintain a 3-0 lead. Going to come out under center, takes it, fakes the handoff, looking to pass, has an open receiver, and it's caught, and that's going to be a gain of about 10. And had 3 defenders there, and he was still dragging him for a yard or two. So defense needs to tighten up on this tackling a little bit. But here we go, 1st and 10 now at the 41-yard line. Liberty Phantoms in a pistol-like formation. Looking to pass, has an open receiver across the middle, and he's going to go down. He runs right into the waiting arms of a couple of defenders, including slot corner Jamal Cameron, who brings him down on the tackle. He's now going to be under center on a 2nd and 1, takes it, hands it off, and he runs right into the arms of J.J. McLeod, and that's going to be no gain, and that's going to force a 3rd and short. Going to come out under center once again. Got a halfback, single back formation with a halfback in the backfield. Let's see what they do. They're going to take it. They're going to hand it off. Who tries to get to the edge? And he's able to break a tackle and get through, and that's going to be a 1st down. Cameron Peters, our Mike linebacker, had him on a stop to force a 4th down, and he was able to break through, and that's going to be a Liberty Phantoms 1st and 10 now at the Neon Tigers 45-yard line. And that's the type of mistakes we cannot make if we want to win this game. They take the snap, they hand it off, and he runs right up the middle for a gain of about 6 on the play. So it's now a 2nd and 4 at the 39-yard line. Going to be in shotgun this time. Empty set, trips at the bottom of your screen. And he's going to draw a Tokyo Neon Tiger defender offsides. And that's going to be an automatic 1st down. So now, due to the yardage, it's 1st and 10 now at the 34-yard line of the Neon Tigers. In shotgun, halfback to the right this time. With the snap, going to hand it off, run right up the middle, breaks through the first defender, and he's finally brought down by Kerry Wolf on the play after a gain of 9. And it's now 2nd and 1 at the 24-yard line. And almost drew him offsides again. Whoa, we need to watch that. And he's going to get a 1st down and more. And he's going to go down. That tackle looked like it was made by Matt Bolden. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 20. And Boston's knocking on the door of the red zone, just a shy of the 20, it looks like. In shotgun, takes the snap, looking to pass. He's got time. Offensive line's being pushed back into him, and he has to just throw it away. We were pushing through that offensive line. And that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10 after that incompletion. Still at the just shy of the 20-yard line. Empty backfield this time, going 2 wide on both sides. With time, gets a throw off, and it's going to be overthrown incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 3rd and 10. And our defense, that's one thing I can say about this defense, is they've been very good inside the red zone or close to it for most of the attempts so far this year. So see what happens. And he's going to scramble right up, and he's going to slide. He ran right towards defenders. I don't know why he didn't run up the middle, but that's going to be a 4th down attempt, and now that's going to be a Boston field goal attempt. So this one will be from 35 yards from just inside the right hash. This is to tie the game. The snap, the kick, and the kick is up. Almost got blocked, but he's able to get it off, and it's a tie 3-3 ball game here in Boston. So after back-to-back field goals, it's now Neon Tiger ball once again, tied ball game 3-3. 2:30 to go here in his first quarter. We're going to hand it off to Curry, who tries to run his way up the middle, gets a gain of about 3 on the play. And that's the stats from last week, 17 carries for 96 yards and 2 touchdowns. Hoping to see the same level of production out of him game to game. So here we go now, 2nd and 7 at our own 38-yard line. Empty backfield, 3 wide at the top of your screen. In shotgun, Brighton with a snap, looking to pass, clean pocket, gets it off, and that's caught. And that's going to be a gain of about 6 on the play to bring up a 3rd and 1. And that looked like that was Danny Jeffries on the reception. Going to come out in I formation this time. Probably looking at a QB sneak, and it is, and he's going to get across, and that's a Neon Tigers 1st down. So a fresh set of downs now at our own 47-yard line, approaching midfield. Brian's going to come out single back formation under center, Curry in the back. With the snap, Curry's going to roll out. He's going to throw it quickly, and that's going to be caught for a gain of about 4. And that one went to, look like that was Braylon Richardson, our 3rd tight end, if I saw the numbers correctly there. It looked like number 83. But Brighton with the snap now, looking to pass, gets time, he gets it off, and it's caught on the seam, and that's going to be Ben Morton on the reception, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers 1st down. And that's going to bring us to the end of the first, where the scores, Neon Tigers 3, Liberty Phantoms 3. All right, so here we go now to start the second quarter, 1st and 10 at the Liberty Phantoms 29-yard line. Brighton under center, Curry in the backfield. Hand it off to Curry, who runs right up the middle, and it's going to be a very short gain. They're going to give him 3 on the play. So it's going to bring up a 2nd and 7 now. Britton in shotgun. He's got Curry to his right. Takes a snap. He's got to fake the hand off to Curry. A quick throw out, and it's going to be caught, and he's going to spin his way, but he'll be brought down at the 6. And that is Hugh Frye with a 1st and goal for the Neon Tigers. So at the 6-yard line, empty backfield. Britton's in shotgun. Sends the man in motion. That's Delonte Curry, who he brought back in next to him. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who tries to go, but it goes nowhere. And that's going to be a loss of about 5 on the play, and it's going to be a 2nd and goal now at the 11. Britton's going to be under center this time with Curry in the backfield. Takes a snap, hands it off to Curry, who's able to get to the edge this time, but there's a penalty, so that touchdown may not count. Let's see what they call. It's likely going to be a holding call on our right tackle. And they do call holding on our left guard, Jeremiah Matthews, to back us up to the 21-yard line and erase that touchdown run by Delonte Curry. So now Britton's going to be in shotgun on the 2nd and long, or 2nd and goal, but at 21, he's going to throw, and he overthrows the receiver. He had a receiver in stride, and he could not make the connection. And it's now going to be 3rd and goal at the 21-yard line. So what was a 10-3 lead is now down to this 3rd down. We need it. Screenplay set up with, and he makes a good shake, and Levi Winters gets all the way down to the 10-yard line, but that's going to be short, and that's going to be a field goal attempt now. This would be from 27 yards out, and the kick is up, and it is good, and that is a 6-3 Neon Tigers lead. So after the Neon Tigers converted on their field goal attempt with Tyler Loop to get a 6-3 lead, it's now 1st and 10 for the Liberty Phantoms at their own 33. They're going to hand it off, and he's going to get blasted. That's going to be Drew Bryant, our Sam linebacker, came in for the tackle, and it's going to be a loss of 1 on the play to bring up a 2nd and 11 now. They're at their own 32. They're going to come out in shotgun, empty backfield with the snap, looking to pass. We only send 4. They get the throw off, and it's going to be caught, even though he had Kerry Wolf all over the back of him. He ends up pulling it down for a 1st and 10 now at the 45-yard line. In shotgun, halfback to the right, sends a man in motion, going to fake the jet sweep, fake the handoff, looking to pass, got time. He overthrows his receiver, incomplete, and that's going to bring up a 2nd and 10. Here we go now, 2nd and 10 at the 45, in shotgun, halfback once again to the right. You got trips at the top of your screen, sends a man over just a tad. With the snap, looking to pass, and they're pushing, the D-line's pushing through, but could not get to him, and he's going to throw across the middle of an open receiver, and he's finally going to get brought down after getting tackled by strong safety Tyler Delgado, but that's going to be another Liberty Phantoms 1st down, and it's now 1st and 10 at the Neon Tigers 33-yard line, and this is not looking good for the Neon Tigers defense. We need to get a stop here. We don't want them to take the lead and get the momentum here at home, and we almost get him, but he's able to get it off, and he runs through a defender. And that's going to be Jamal Cameron got run over on that play. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7 now at the 30. Under center, sends a man in motion. And that's Wolf that's sticking with the man that went in motion. Another man's going to go in motion. And they're just getting the ball off in time. They're going to fake the handoff, looking to pass. He's got time, and he almost gets sacked. He has to throw it away, and he just barely gets it off. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 7 now at the 30-yard line. Got to be in shotgun this time with the halfback to his right. No call-outs. Takes a snap. Just looking to pass. And we're going to get to him. And that's going to be J.J. McLeod on the 1st sack of the game for the Neon Tigers to force a 4th and 11 and a long field goal attempt. So this one will be from just inside 51 yards and just inside the right hash. This to tie the game. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And we have ourselves a 6-6 tie ball game here in Boston. All right, so Britton and the Neon Tigers offense is going to start the second half with the ball. Tie ball game, 6-6, 1st and 10. It's going to hand off to Curry, who's going to try to make his way to the edge, is able to get through the first tackle and goes down after a gain of 3. Goes now 2nd and 7. It's been all defense all game. It's just been a bunch of back-to-back punts after the 4 field goals to start the game. Britton's going to fake the handoff, looking to pass, has time, gets the pass off, and that's going to be caught by Abdul Madden for Neon Tigers, 1st down. So here we go now, 1st and 10 at our own 38. Britton in shotgun, got Curry to his left, takes the snap, hands it off to Curry, who tries to find a hole and goes nowhere, and there's a flag on the play against Tokyo. So that's going to be a hold. That's going to send us back even further. So it's going to be a 1st and 20 now at our own 28-yard line. So Brighton's going to come out in shotgun on this. We're going 3 wide at the top of your screen. Curry in the backfield to the left of Brighton. With the snap. Quick throw. He's going to set up a screen, and he's got blockers and plenty of room, and he's going to make the first guy miss, but not the second. It's going to be a gain of 13 on a play up to the 40-yard line. Great play there on that screen to bring up a manageable 2nd and 7 now. With the snap, we hand it off to Curry, who tries to run up the middle, and he'll only get a yard on the play, and it's now 3rd and 6. Going to be an empty backfield this time for Brighton. You got 3 receivers at the top of your screen. Brighton with the snap. They send a blitzer. He's picked up. Brighton gets the throw away. He's got an open receiver, and that's Jeffries on the sideline with the catch and another Neon Tigers first down. So 1st and 10 now at the 41. Brighton's going to be under center. You've got Curry in the backfield. It's going to be a quick toss out. It's going to be Abdul Madden on the catch. It's going to be a gain of 4 on the play to bring up a 2nd and 6 now at the 37-yard line of the Liberty Phantoms. Brighton in shotgun, calling out adjustments at the line. Got Curry to his right with the snap. Curry, great pickup and a wide open receiver, and Madden makes a man move, and he's able to get his way down to the 22-yard line. Gain of about 13 on the play, and it's going to be a 1st and 10 now at the 22-yard line. Brighton in shotgun once again with Curry to his left with the snap. Quick throw, and it's going to be another reception, and that's 4 yards on the play to bring up a 2nd and 6. And are we going to be able to finally get on the board as far as touchdowns are concerned here in the second half? Brighton sends everybody out, going to empty backfield now. Brighton in shotgun with the snap. They send 5. He gets the throw off. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be Ben Morton on the reception. He's going to fight his way forward for almost enough for a first down, just short. 3rd and 1 now at the 13. Brighton under center. You've got, looks like that's Winters in the backfield. We're going to hand it off, and he's going to try to make it to the edge and does not make it. No, that is Curry that was still in there, and that's going to force a 4th and 1 and a likely field goal attempt. And no, we're going to go for it. So here we go, I formation, likely a QB sneak incoming, 4th and 1 at the 13. Brighton with the snap, he runs forward, and he pushes his way forward, and that's the Neon Tigers first down and a fresh set of downs at the 11-yard line. So here we go, 1st and 10, Brighton in shotgun, got Curry to his right. With the snap, looking, throws the bullet across the middle, and it's knocked away, almost intercepted off the tip, but it's going to fall incomplete. And it's now 2nd and 10 at the 11. Brighton in shotgun once again. Curry to his right. With the snap. Or no, that's Winters to his right, but he ends up throwing it to the left, and that's going to be to Jeffries, and he's going to get down to the 4-yard line. So that's going to be a gain of 7 on the play to bring up a 3rd and 4. So we can get a first down without a touchdown. So let's see what our play call is on 3rd and 4. We send it across the middle, and it's going to be stretched out for a touchdown by wide receiver 1, Hugh Frye. And that's going to give us a 13-6 lead over the Liberty Phantoms. All right, so Boston's offense is going to take the field now with just at half of the third quarter remaining. Down by a touchdown now. They're going to hand it off, and he's going to be able to rumble his way forward for a gain of about 6 on a play. So 2nd and 4. And great job by the Neon Tigers on that opening drive of the second half to march down the field for a 7-point 13-6 lead. So here we go now, 2nd and 4 at their own 34. Liberty Phantoms with the ball. QB in shotgun, man in motion, hands it off, and he's met immediately in the backfield by J.J. McLeod. And that's going to be a gain of nothing, and it's going to be a 3rd and 6. And this defense of the Neon Tigers seems to be waking up a little bit. They're starting to look very stout. Let's see if we get a 3 and out here. With the snap, looking. He's trying to move around. By some time, he has to just throw it away, and it's going to be called, and that's going to be a first down. And he's finally going to get brought down by strong safety Earl Culver, our backup strong safety, up at the 48-yard line. So now it's another fresh set of downs for Boston. 1st and 10 at the 48-yard line. Under center, single back formation. Going to send a man in motion, top of your screen to the bottom. Fakes a sweep, fakes a handoff, looking to pass, gets it thrown off, throws it to the halfback, and he's going to go down. He will retain possession. Thought he would drop it, but it's going to be a gain of 4, so 2nd and 6 now. Got to come out, single back formation once again, under center with the snap. Got to be a handoff. This time he runs right up the middle, and he goes down. He ran into the arms of, it looked like that was J.J. McLeod once again on the stop, so that's going to be a gain of 2 to bring up a 3rd and 4. At the 47-yard line. They're out of field goal range, so a stop here would be phenomenal. We send one blitzer, but and it's going to fall incomplete. They weren't even paying attention. That's going to be a Liberty Phantom punt. And I lied. They're going to go for it on 4th and 4 at the 47. Let's see what happens. We need our defense to hold tight on this one. Going to send a man in motion. Calling out some more adjustments at the line. The snap. Look, we send a blitzer. He's picked up. He's able to get the ball off. It's thrown, and it's caught. And it's going to be a Liberty Phantom first down at the 28-yard line. 1st and 10 now for the Phantoms. Going to come out in single back formation again. You got a single back trips formation. They're going to hand it off again. He's going to run right up the middle, and what a run. But he runs right into the waiting arms of Kirk White, who just sends him backwards. It's going to be a gain of 9, almost 10 on the play. 2nd and inches now at the 18. I formation. Going to hand it off right up the middle again, and he's going to rumble his way down to the 3-yard line, and that's going to be a gain of 15 on the play. And now their running back is approaching 100 yards on the day. That's like 80-something, I want to say. I saw a flash across the bottom of the screen. It's now 1st and goal at the 3 with the snap, and we're going to hit him as he throws, and it's almost picked off. We almost had a big man interception, and it's going to be 2nd and goal. Great job by the defense on that play. So let's see what the play is here now. 2nd and goal from the 3, under center. Send a man in motion from top of the screen. We're going to hand it off up the middle, and he's going to get met and brought down. And that's going to be, look like that was 96, so Matt Bolden on the tackle. So now they're going to be under center. Halfback in the backfield once again, single back, going to take the snap. He's going to hand it off, and he's going to run right into defenders again. This time, that was free safety Matthew Irwin on the tackle, and that's going to force a 4th down decision. So they're going to go for a field goal. This will be a 20-yard field goal from the left hash to make it a 13-9, 4-point Tigers lead. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Tigers do maintain a 4-point 13-9 lead. All right, so Brighton, this Neon Tigers offense, after a field goal by the Liberty Phantoms to make it a 4-point game, is hoping to get another touchdown in back-to-back drives. This play is going to be handed off to Curry, who's going to rumble his way forward for a gain of about 3. Bring up a 2nd and 7 at the 27-yard line. Brighton's going to be in shotgun with Curry to his right. Got two to the top of your screen. It's going to be a handoff to Curry, who has room. He's able to push his way through the defender for a gain of about 4. And that's going to bring up a 3rd and 3 now at the 31-yard line. Empty backfield, Brighton in shotgun. With the snap, looking to pass. He gets it off, and it's going to be called, and that's going to be a Neon Tiger first down. And that's going to be the end of the 3rd quarter. And at the end of 3, it's the Neon Tigers 13 and the Liberty Phantoms 9. So here we go now to start the 4th quarter. 1st and 10 for the Neon Tigers. Offset I formation at their own 36. Brighton with the snap. Hands it off to Curry, who runs right at the window, blows through a defender, and is finally brought down after a gain of 11 on the play. Great run there by Curry to bring up a new 1st and 10 now at the 47-yard line. Brighton this time in shotgun. Curry to his left. Takes a snap. Fakes the handoff to Curry. He keeps it himself and runs, and it's going to be a gain of 3 by Brighton there on the QB keeper. 2nd and 7 now at just past midfield. Brighton in shotgun. Got Curry to his left. He's going to send Jeffries in motion on a jet sweep attempt, but he's going to end up faking a jet sweep, hand it off to Curry, who's going to go forward for a gain of 1 to bring up a 3rd and 6. Now at the 48-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. You got Winters in the game now to his right. Or no, that's still Curry. He gets the throw off, and it's going to be Colton. That's going to be Abdul Madden for another Neon Tigers first down. So here we go now at the Liberty Phantoms 36-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. You've got now that is Winters in the backfield to his right. Brighton takes a snap, looking to pass, quick throw out, and it's going to be caught and out of bounds after a gain of 3 on the play, and that's Ben Morton on the catch. Going to go hurry up mode here. Brighton in shotgun, calling out adjustments at the line. You got Winters in the backfield to his left. Takes a snap, quick throw out. It's going to be called. Running down the sideline, that's Abdul Madden forcing his way down, and that's going to be a gain of 19 on the play to bring up a 1st and 10 at the 14. And the Neon Tigers are looking to possibly make it a 2-score game here in the 4th quarter. With the snap, Brighton looking. He gets the pass off. It's caught. Frye tries to do a spin around, but it goes for nada, and he ends up getting brought down after a gain of 4. So 2nd and 6 now at the 9. I formation, Brighton under center. Got Curry in the backfield with the snap, and he's going to hand it off to fullback Trevor Colbert, who's going to make his way all the way down to the 1-yard line. And what a shock. I was not expecting that. And it's going to be 1st and goal now at the 1. Got Curry in the backfield. Brighton's going to be under center. See if they try to sneak this in. They do not. He's going to drop back. He's got to throw it. He's got to pass. And it's going to be called. And that's going to be tied in 2. Antoine Brown with 2 touchdowns in 2 games. And that is a 20-9 lead for the Neon Tigers. So after another 4 and out, it's going to be Neon Tiger ball, 1st and 10 at the Liberty Phantoms 31-yard line, 11-point lead, handed off to Curry, who gets hit and fumbles. That's Curry's first fumble that I've seen so far. And we're going to call it, the Liberty Phantoms are going to call a timeout. And it's now going to be 2nd and 10. We recovered the fumble, but for no gain. At the 31, Brighton's going to be under center. Curry once again in the backfield. Going to hand it off to Curry, who makes a move, and he's able to rumble his way forward. And that's going to be a first down run. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 at the 20. And that forces Liberty Phantoms to take their second of 3 timeouts. So here we go now. 1st and 10 at the 20. 2:53 to go. Boston only has 1 timeout left. Brighton under center. Curry in the backfield, takes it, hands it off to Curry, who runs, and that's a first down and more, and he rumbles his way down for an 8-yard gain down to the 11-yard line. Boston calls their final timeout, and now here we are, 2nd and 2. I formation. That's Colbert in at fullback with Curry in the backfield. Got to hand it off to Colbert, who rumbles his way forward, and that's going to be a gain of 9, almost 10. And it's going to be 1st and goal at the 2, and that's 2 10-yard runs, give or take, by Colbert this game. And now it's going to be 1st and goal with Brighton not under center, in shotgun. Curry to his right is going to hand it off to Curry, who breaks the tackle and in, and that's a Neon touchdown. A Neon Tiger touchdown, and that's the nail in the coffin by Delonte Curry, who's been bottled up this game, and he breaks it through when it matters most. And that will be a 28-9 lead, and that is going to be game over for the Liberty Phantoms. All right, I said the wrong score. It's 27-9, not 28-9. 27-9, 1st and 10 for the Liberty Phantoms at their own 33. We just passed a 2-minute warning. In shotgun, takes it, has an open receiver. He gets it. That's going to be a gain of 10 on the play up to the 43-yard line. They're out of timeouts, though, so they have to play hurry-up mode. They need to get quite a few scores in order to try to win this game. They're going to go in shotgun, takes a snap. He's going to be chased down by Scorden, and he's going to have to just throw it away. Scorden was bearing down on him fast. So 2nd and 10 now. Clock stop with 1:43 to go. They're at the 43-yard line. In shotgun. Got a halfback to the right. Waiting for the snap. Snap's there. He's waiting. He's got time. Clean pocket. There's going to be a penalty on a play for Boston, so that play is going to come back likely due to a hold. Let's see what the penalty is. And it is going to be a hold on the Phantoms. That's going to drop it back to the 33-yard line, and that will force a 2nd and 20 now for these Liberty Phantoms. They're going to come out in shotgun, halfback to the left. Trips out the bottom of your screen with the snap, looking to pass, gets the pass off short, and it's going to be tackled for a 1-yard gain on the play. Great job there by Cameron Beaters to wrap him up and bring him down immediately. So now here we are, 3rd and 19 at the 35. 2 more chances for these Liberty Phantoms. With the snap, looking. He's going to throw it short again, and he's going to get by the first defender, and he's almost going to make it to the first down mark. It's going to be 4th and 1 at the 48-yard line. And, of course, they're going to go for it. They don't have any other choice, seeing that they are down by 18 points. Under center, and he's going to take it, hand it off to their halfback, who's going to run right up the middle, and he's going to get brought down. That's going to be a gain of about 11-ish on the play. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 39, 1:08 to go. In shotgun, halfback to the left. Calling out adjustments at the line with the snap. We only send 3. Looking, he throws it, and he's caught and out of bounds immediately. 2nd and 4 after a gain of 6. They're at the Neon Tigers 33-yard line now. In shotgun, halfback to the right. Quick throw out across the middle of the field. Dangerous place to throw it, and he's going to get nailed. And that's going to be Sean Colbert on the tackle. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 23-yard line. 2 halfbacks set there. They're going to spike the ball. So now it's 2nd and 10. In shotgun, halfback to the right. With the snap. Looking. He's going to throw right. He's got a receiver, and he's going to be out of bounds at the 15-yard line. A gain of a couple to bring up a 3rd and 2 now at the 15-yard line. They're trying to stay in this game with some last-minute scores, but they don't have much hope, and that's going to be encroachment by the defense. So that's going to give them a first down due to it being a 3rd and short. So here goes the Phantoms now, 1st and 10 at their own 10, or at the Neon Tigers 10-yard line. They drop back under center, quick pass out, and he's going to get stopped. A great job by the defense to tackle it. Gain 8 on the play. It's 2nd and 2 at the 2. Clock's ticking down, 36 seconds to go, and they're going to spike it there. So now we're at a 3rd and 2 at the 2. In shotgun, halfback to the left. 2 receivers on each side of the formation. They're going to send a man in motion, bottom of your screen to the top, so left to right. Takes the snap. They're bearing down on him. They're going to try to set up a screenplay, and they have it, and that's going to be a Liberty Phantom touchdown in the waning seconds of the 4th quarter. And at the end of the game, What a game. The Neon Tigers survived the second stage of the Gauntlet, and they do it against one of the smartest, most disciplined teams in the nation's football league. A final score from Boston, Tokyo 27, Liberty Phantoms 16, a road win, and a statement win, and a win built on patience, execution, and resilience. All right, we're going to go ahead and look at the stats. So QB Russell Coakley was 29 of 47 for 262 yards, a touchdown, and an interception. And Javon Britton came back down to earth after his phenomenal game last week. 28 of 37 for 243 yards and 2 touchdowns. Rushing, looks like Boston was led by Dylan Sutton, 19 carries for 81 yards. Delonte Curry was our leading rusher, 16 carries for 52 yards, a touchdown, and a fumble. Receiving, looks like our top receiver was Ben Morton, 7 receptions for 64 yards. And Boston looks like they were led by Jordan Addison, 5 receptions for 57 yards. And then on the defensive side of the ball, we had quite a few sacks this game. We had 2 sacks by Nick Scorton, 2 sacks for the Liberty Phantoms by Marcus Ford, a 3rd sack for the Neon Tigers with Darius Presley, a 3rd sack for the Liberty Phantoms off of Carson Swesinger, a 4th sack by Jade McLeod, a 5th sack by Liatu Latu, and then Boston split their 4th sack between TJ Barker and Dak Roth. We had 1 interception in this game by Evan Harrison, and we had Mark Ellis forced a fumble and Marcus Ford forced a fumble, and both were recovered by the offense. So pretty solid defensive game this game. Very close game until we got to the waning minutes of the 3rd and 4th quarter. But man, what a game to see. And that's 2 in a row for our Neon Tigers. Now we have an upgrade. Our center, Lee Valdez. We're going to go ahead and upgrade his agile. I hit pass protector on accident. Clicking too fast. So pass block power is +2. So it is what it is. And Javon Britton did need fireworks tonight. He needed control. Against a defense that disguises everything, he stayed poised, protected the football, and kept the offense on schedule. Delonte Curry and Levi Winters delivered the body blows. Danny Jeffries and Hugh Frye found the soft spots in Boston's match zone, and when Tokyo needed to drive to settle the game, the offense delivered. Defensively, this was a masterclass. Boston came in hot, 300 yards and 4 touchdowns last week, but tonight, the Neon Tigers shut down that rhythm, erased the timing, and held the Phantoms to just 16 points. Nick Scorton and Liatu Latu brought pressure off the edge. Cameron Peters and CJ Pemberton controlled the middle, and a secondary with Wolf, Wiggins, Cameron, and Delgado kept Parker Washington in check all night long. Every drive was contested, every window was tight, and every yard was hard-earned. So that's 2 weeks, 2 hostile stadiums, and 2 wins, and the Neon Tigers leave Boston 2-0. Tougher, sharper, and more confident than when we arrived. And now, the gauntlet turns home as we head to our first home game in front of Neon Nation against Dubai. I'll see you in Week 3. Week 3, and for the first time in franchise history, the Neon Tigers return home to Tokyo. Neon Nation is here. The lights are bright, and the Dubai Dune Scorpions arrive with speed, chaos, and a 1-1 record after a 21-17 win over the Berlin Iron Wardens. Dubai is built on explosiveness. A chain in the backfield, Chapman flying off the edge, and Smith Najigba stretching the field, and a defense that brings pressure from everywhere. They want space, they want mismatches, they want chaos. So our weekly strategy reflects that. Offensively, we're going with Happier Feet, Insider Trading, and Dr. Dots. Keeping Brighton upright, attacking inside leverage, and staying on schedule against Dubai's unpredictable pressure is the goal. Defensively, we're going with No-Fly Zone, Always Watching, and Pressure Posse, hoping to take away their vertical shots, track their motion, and force their quarterback into rush decisions. For play sheets, we're running West Coast and wide trips on offense, spreading Dubai out and attacking their blitz rules. And on defense, we're running 4-3 play sheet and Master of Disguise to disguise coverages and keep our run fits disciplined. And then, of course, for trainer abilities, we're going to be running Enhanced Recovery and Practice Shield as always. All right, and then for injuries and stuff, we have no one out on the offense this week. And defensively, we've got Dwayne McLean back, but we lost defensive tackle Connor Abraham to a broken finger on his right hand. All right, we got some upgrades. So we're going to get first is will linebacker Mark Ellis. I will upgrade his pass coverage, boost him up to an 86 overall, and let's see what attributes we got. So I got +1 to awareness, man coverage, play rec, pursuit, and zone coverage. So it's a pretty decent set of upgrades there. Kirk White at free safety. Upgrade his zone. That boots him up to an 83 overall. And then the attributes are +2 to play rec, +1 to awareness, tackle, and zone coverage. So that's a decent set for free safety. Then for right edge, we have Angelo Corona. We'll upgrade his power rusher. Keeps him at a 74 overall. Let's see what we get. So +2 to power moves and +1 to tackle. So that's good for him. And then will linebacker Jeremiah Green will upgrade his pass coverage. That gets him up to a 43 overall. And for the attributes, we have +4 to play rec, +2 to man coverage, and +1 to zone coverage. So that's a great set of upgrades for him. All right, now it's time to do our regional focus scouting this week. For the West, we're going to set Garrett Wills on defensive tackle. There we go. And the Central, we're going to set that to edge rusher. And the Northeast, we're going to set that to corner. And in the Southeast, we're going to set that to safety. All right, and it's time to jump in front of Neon Nation for our game against the Dubai Dune Scorpions. I'll see you there. Tonight, history is made in Tokyo. For the first time ever, the Neon Tigers take the field in front of Neon Nation, a sold-out crowd ready to ignite the Neon era. Across the field stand the Dubai Dune Scorpions, 1-1 on the season after a 21-17 win over the Berlin Iron Wardens last week. This is a team built on speed, explosiveness, and chaos, but tonight they walk into a different kind of storm. Tokyo, Dubai, the home opener. Welcome to Week 3. Ball on the tee, Tokyo on its feet, and the Neon era begins at home right now. The lights are bright, the crowd is deafening, and the Neon Tigers are home at last. Neon Nation rises as Tokyo prepares to kick off Week 3. Dubai brings speed and unpredictability, but tonight they face a stadium built on energy, identity, and momentum. And here we go. Dubai's going to have the ball first, so it's going to be 1st and 10 for the Dune Scorpions. They're at their own 28-yard line. They're going to drop back to pass. They have to move around, and he's hit as he throws, and he gets it out of bounds, incomplete. And it's going to be 2nd and 10 now for the Dubai Dune Scorpions. And as our defense takes the field, we're facing one of the fastest offenses in the league. A chain in the backfield, Smith-Majigba split wide, with lots of motion, misdirection, and pure speed. We're hoping to answer with Master of Disguise and 4-3, disguising coverages, rotating late, and keeping run fits disciplined. Backed by no fly zone, always watching, and pressure posse. But now it's 3rd and 9, and the Neon Tigers are looking to make a statement in their home opener. With the snap, he's looking, he's got time, he gets the pass off, he's throwing it, and it's caught! And they're going to get down the field for a huge 30-yard gain, and it's 1st and 10 now out of the Neon Tigers' 41-yard line. All right, so QB is going to come out under center this time, half a chain in the backfield. With the snap, looking to pass, gets the throw off. It's thrown and it's caught, and it's down at the 26-yard line. That's going to be a gain of quite a bit, a gain of about 13 or so. So it's 1st and 10 now for the Dune Scorpions at the Neon Tigers' 26-yard line. In shotgun, takes snap, hands it off to the halfback, who makes a move, and he's able to get a huge run up the middle. And that's 15 yards on the ground by Devon Chain. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 11. Going to come out in shotgun, chain to the left. With the snap, hands it off. He runs right down the middle, and he's got to get stopped. He gets leveled. He gets leveled at the 1-yard line by DeJuan McLean to save that touchdown. And it's 1st and goal now at the 1 for the Dune Scorpions. Going to come out QB under center this time, with Chain in the backfield. It's going to be handed off to a Chain who runs right into the defender, but he's able to squeeze his way in for a Dune Scorpion touchdown on opening drive. And the Dune Scorpions have a 7-0 lead over our Neon Tigers. All right, and here comes Javon Britton in the Tokyo offense, their first snap ever in front of Neon Nation. Dubai brings pressure from everywhere. Edge blitzes, nickel overloads, and disguised rotations. Tokyo counters with happier feet, insider training, and Dr. Dots. With timing, protection, and control using West Coast and wide trips to stretch the field. 1st and 10, Brighton takes a snap, look in, and the Tigers offense begins its first drive at home with a huge gain down to the 34-yard line, First and 10 for the Neon Tigers. Brian's going to come out in shotgun this time. He's got Curry to his left. With the snap, got time, quick pass out. It's caught, and that's going to be a gain of about 4 on the play. So it'll be 2nd and 6 now at the 30-yard line. And this offense is picking up right where it's left off the last 2 games. It's just rolling right down the field. Brighton with time gets a throw off, and it's caught. Oh, and it's going to be dropped. That was Ben Morton on the intended reception, and that's going to be a 3rd and 6 now at the 30. The Tigers will come out in shotgun formation this time. Brighton's got Curry to his left. With the snap, Brighton's got time. Looking, he gets a throw, and it's going to be caught, and that's going to be a first down by Ben Morton. And the Neon Tigers are once again on the move with a fresh set of downs now at the Dune Scorpions 22-yard line. Brighton takes a snap in empty backfield with the snap, looking, rolls, he throws it, and he's able to break a tackle, and he stretches out for another first down, and that's Hugh Frye on the reception. Great job there. And it's 1st and 10 now at the 11. Brighton in shotgun. He's got Curry to his left. With the snap, hands it off to Curry, who runs right into a Dune Scorpions defender, and it's going to be a loss of 3 on the play, so it's 2nd and 13 now at the 14-yard line. Brian's going to be in shotgun now with Curry to his right this time. You got 2 at the bottom of your screen, bundled. Brian throws it left, and it's going to be caught by Brian Thomas Jr., and it's going to be out of bounds at the 5-yard line, 3rd and 4. So let's see what play call they call up for this one. Knocking on the door here. Brighton with the low snap to the left was able to reel it in, and he's got to go down, and that's a sack for Jack Madsen and the Dubai Dune Scorpions, and that's going to force a Neon Tigers field goal attempt. So this one will be from 28 yards out, just outside of the middle. Snap, the kick is up, and the kick is good. And the Neon Tigers cut the Dune Scorpions lead down 7-3. All right, so after forcing Dune Scorpions to punt on that drive, it's 1st and 10 for the Neon Tigers at their own 25-yard line, down 7-3. Brighton under center with the snap. Quick toss out to Abdul Madden, the tight end, and it's going to be caught for a gain of 7 on the play. Abdul Madden last week had 5 receptions for 61 yards and no touchdowns in our win over the Boston Liberty Phantoms. So here we go now, 2nd and 3 at the 33. Brighton in shotgun. Curry to the right. With the snap, hands it off to Curry, who has a hole up the middle, and he's going to get it for a gain of 7. And that's a 1st and 10 for our Neon Tigers. So here we go now at our own 40. Going to come out, Brighton under center. Curry in the backfield. A trip bunch set on the bottom of your screen. Curry drops back to pass, and they're going to get to him, and that's the 2nd sack of the game for the Dune Scorpions. And Brighton is getting hammered from his blind side this game, and that's Madsen for his 2nd sack. So Madsen's got both sacks, and we are just not stopping him. So here we go now, 2nd and 16 after the 6-yard loss on a sack at our own 35. Brighton drops back, screenplay set up, and we've got blockers, and he's got room. And he's going to make a few misses, and he's able to finally get down. That's actually Winters, our backup halfback, and he's going to get all the way to the 47, so that's going to be a gain of about 18 on the play. And Levi Winters gets the Neon Tigers another first down. So here we go now, 1st and 10 at the Dune Scorpions 47-yard line. Brighton in shotgun, Curry to his right. Takes a snap. He's got time. Gets a throw off, and it's going to be knocked away incomplete. Pass was intended for tight end Abdul Madden on that play. So now here we are, 2nd and 10 at the 47-yard line. Brighton in shotgun with the snap. Curry was to his left. He throws it. Quick pass over the middle, and that's going to go to Hugh Frye for a gain of 9 yards. And it's a 3rd and 1 now at the Dune Scorpions 38-yard line. And we are now in field goal range for Tyler Loop. But we're hoping to get more. I formation. Bright takes the snap, fakes the handoff, buys some time, gets it, and it's going to be called, and he's going to race down the field, and that's Abdul Madden. I didn't know if that was an 8 for a second, but he's going to race all the way down to the 13-yard line, and it's 1st and 10 now for the Neon Tigers. In shotgun, Bright with the snap, looking, and he's going to go down for the 3rd time this game, and this one's by Mark Herman, and it's a 70-yard loss on the 3rd sack of the game for the Dubai Dune Scorpions. And I know somebody has mentioned Dr. Dots does tend to cause more sacks. That is known. But I do run it sometimes just to see how it adjusts with other things that I'm doing. So that's why I run Dr. Dots. So just keep that in mind. That you do see elevated sacks. It's not the sliders or settings. It's strictly because of Dr. Dots being broken. Anyways, that catch was down to the 2-yard line. So now it's 1st and goal for our Neon Tigers. Brighton's going to be under center. You've got Curry in the backfield. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to shake a defender in, and that's Delonte Curry for another Neon Tigers touchdown. And that's like his third or fourth of the season, and that gives us a 10-7 lead over the Dune Scorpions. All right, so after forcing the Dune Scorpions to punt, it's Neon Tiger ball, 1st and 10 at their own 25. Ryan takes a snap, hands it off, and that's going to be a gain of about 3 for Levi Winters. So it brings up a 2nd and 7 now at the 28-yard line. Brian's going to be in shotgun. He's got Curry back in to his right. And that will be the end of the first quarter. So at the end of one, it's the Neon Tigers 10, the Dune Scorpions 7 here in Tokyo. All right, so the Neon Tigers open up the second quarter, 2nd and 7 at their own 28-yard line. In shotgun, takes a snap, quick pass, and it's going to be caught, and that's going to be a gain of about 14 yards on the play. It's 1st and 10 now at the 40. Right in shotgun once again, Curry to his right, calling out adjustments at the line, waiting for the snap. Snap's there, looking, got time, gets the throw out, and that's going to be Abdul Madden once again, our tight end. That's going to be a gain of 5 up to the 46-yard line. So 2nd and 5. Empty backfield set this time. Going 3 wide at the bottom of your screen, it looks like. Brian's going to send a man in motion. Oh, he brings Curry back in, it looks like, with the snap. He's going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to make a man miss, and he gets down, and it's going to be a gain of about 3-yard line down to the 48-yard line. Going to come out in I formation now. That's Colbert in at fullback. This one's going to go to Curry, who's got the edge and plenty of room, but that's going to come back likely due to a hold. Let's see, and it is going to be a hold, and let's see who that penalty is called on, and that's going to be on left tackle Connor Moore. So that's going to bring up a 3rd and 11 now at our own 39-yard line. Going to come out into an empty backfield, 3 receivers at top of your screen. Britton in shotgun with the snap, looking to pass, great protection, gets the ball off, and it's going to be called in a spin-off by Hugh Frye, and he's got nothing but room, and he's racing all the way down the sideline for a Neon Tigers touchdown and a 17-3 or 17-7 lead over the Dune Scorpions. So now it's Dubai Dune Scorpion ball once again after the Neon Tigers are forced to punt. 1st and 10 at their own 31. There's going to be a flag against Dubai. He's hit as he throws, so it would have been incomplete anyways. And it's likely going to be a holding call. It is. So that's going to push them back to their own 21-yard line. And it's now going to be 1st and 20 for the Dune Scorpions. You got 7:47 left to go here in this first half. The Neon Tigers have a 10-point, 17-7 lead. They will get the ball to start the second half. Dubai in shotgun with the snap, looking to try to get down the field, overthrows their receiver, dangerous pass, and it's now going to be 2nd and 20. They're going to come out in shotgun once again. It got a chain to the right there. With the snap, the chain's going to roll out. QB is looking. He's going to throw it deep. Does he have a receiver deep? He does. Who's got a huge lead on the defenders, and it's going to be a huge first down pass. He's finally brought down by Tyler Delgado, the strong safety, but my goodness. About a 70-yard pass there, and it's 1st and 10 at the 16, handed off to a chain, who's going to run right up the middle for a 16-yard touchdown, and that makes it a 17-14 ball game. So we're going to pick up after that touchdown from the Dubai Dune Scorpions. Had a great return by Brian Thomas to give us a 1st and 10 at our own 43-yard line. Best field position we've had all game. Pass across the middle, and that's going to be caught. And this time, that's going to be our backup, or no, that's going to be Ben Morton, our rookie wide receiver 2. I thought it was 88 for a second. And it's now 1st and 10 at the Dune Scorpions 44-yard line. Going to send Morton in motion. We're going to fake the jet sweep, hand it off to Curry, who runs right into a plow of defenders. And it's a loss of 1 on the play, and a 2nd and 11 now at the 45 for the Neon Tigers. Brian's going to come out in shotgun this time. He got Curry to his right. Takes the snap, looking to pass once again. Clean pocket, collapsing. He's able to get the throw off, and it's going to be caught. And that's going to be a gain of about 5 on the play. And that one's once again to Abdul Madden. So it's now 3rd and 6 at the 40. Brighton in shotgun with the pass, and he gets the ball off just in time, and that's going to be Hugh Frye on the reception. Great catch by Hugh Frye. That puts him over 100 yards for the first half, and that's another Neon Tigers first down. So here we go now. 1st and 10 at the Dune Scorpions 32-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. Got Curry to his right. With the snap, hands it off to Curry, who tries to get in. He breaks off the first defender and finally goes down after a gain of 8 on the play. And we're now 2nd and 2 at the 23-yard line. 4 minutes ago here in this first half. We do get the ball to start the second half. Hand it off to Curry, who's got a hole, and he's going to make a man miss. He makes another miss, and he's going to spin down, but finally goes out of bounds at the 3. But what a shake and bake there by Delonte Curry, and his first and goal now for the Neon Tigers. And Brighton's in shotgun. That's Winters in there, and now Winters is going to almost finish the job. He goes down at the 1-yard line. And now we're going to send, Winters is still in there. So in shotgun, Winters to the left at Brighton now. Brighton takes a snap, hands it off to Winters, who breaks the tackle, and he gets in. And now that's going to be Winters. Or no, that's not Winters. That's Cameron Finch, our halfback 3, with his first touchdown of the season. All right, so after forcing another Dune Scorpion punt, it's 1st and 10 for the Neon Tigers. Minute 50 to go. They're up by 10. 1st and 10 at their own 29-yard line with the snap. Brighton looking to pass, gets the ball off, and it's going to be caught and out of bounds. And that's going to be Abdul Madden for another 2-yard gain on the play. And it's now 2nd and 8 at the 31-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. Curry to his right. Takes a snap. Drops back to pass. Looks, and he throws a bullet. What a laser beam. And that's going to be caught up to the 47-yard line. And that's rookie Ben Morton on the reception. We're spreading the ball around very well today. It's 1st and 10 now. Empty backfield. Going 5 receiver wide. 1st and 10 at our own 47. Brighton with the snap. Clean pocket, gets the pass off, and a diving attempt there, but it's going to fall incomplete. 2nd and 10. Brighton's throw is off the mark that time. Going to come out in shotgun this time. You've got Curry to the left. Take the snap, quick throw out, and that's going to be caught by Abdul Madden for another first down. That's going to be a gain of 10 up to the 41-yard line of the Dune Scorpions. And he went out of bounds, so the clock stopped. Minute 5 to go. We still got 3 timeouts. Brighton in shotgun. Takes a snap. Got time. Quick throw out. And that's going to be Abdul Madden again. And that's going to be a first down and more. He's going to go out of bounds at the 19-yard line. And what a game we're having offensively in a passing game. Over 300 yards in this first half. This is just insane. Hand off to Curry, shakes and bakes a few. He gets to the next defender and pushes off him, and he's going to go out of bounds, but there's going to be a penalty coming at the end of the play. It's going to be a holding call on the Neon Tigers. So that's going to be called back, so it'll be now a 1st and 20 at the 29-yard line. 55 seconds to go. They still got 3 timeouts. Brighton in shotgun. Curry to his right. Takes a snap, looks to pass, throws it off to Curry, and he gets blasted and somehow still holds onto the ball. And that's going to be a loss of 6 on a play, and it's now 2nd and 26. And the Neon Tigers will call their first timeout. And we have a 24-14 ball game here in the waning minutes of the first half. And here we go now, 51 seconds to go, 2nd and 26 at the 34-yard line. Brighton in shotgun, Curry to his left. Takes a snap, Brighton looking, clean pocket. Easy poise, gets the pass out. That's to Abdul Madden, who gets almost another, 15 yards or so. I guess that was more so 20. Yeah, so that was 15 yards. And the Neon Tigers call their second timeout. And now it's 3rd and 11 at the 19 with 44 seconds to go and 1 timeout. Empty backfield, 4 wide at the top of your screen. Brighton in shotgun with a snap. Clean pocket, quick throw out, and that's going to be caught by Abdul Madden, but that will be a loss on the play, and that will force a Neon Tigers field goal attempt. And so it's 4th and 16 now. This will be a 42-yard field goal attempt from the right hash. The kick from Tyler Loop is up, and the kick is good, and he remains perfect on the season, and that's a 27-14 Neon Tigers lead here in Tokyo. And now we'll start the second half. Neon Tigers with the ball, 1st and 10 at their own 26, and they've been red hot in their offense, rolling on all cylinders so far in this game. Going to fake the handoff to Curry. He's going to throw it across the middle to a wide open receiver, and that's going to be a first down up to the 49-yard line. And that's wide receiver 2, Ben Morton, on the reception, and that's a gain of about 29 yards. It's now 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line of the Dune Scorpions. We have a 13-point lead as it is. In shotgun, Curry to the right of Brighton. Brighton throws. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be to Hugh Frye for a gain of 5 on a play. And that's going to be 2nd and 5 now at the 44-yard line. Brighton in shotgun. He's got Curry behind him. He's going to send a man in motion. That's Abdul Madden in motion. Now he's going to flip Abdul Madden around the corner. Takes a snap. He's going to fake the handoff. He's going to throw it across the middle deep, and it's going to be tipped and intercepted by the Dune Scorpions, who's going to return it to the 35-yard line. What an unfortunate set of circumstances on that play for it to be tipped up just perfectly for Cam Smith to make the interception. So now it's Dune Scorpion ball, 1st and 10 at their own 35-yard line. They have some momentum now from the interception. Let's see what they can do offensively. They run it right up the middle with the chain, and he's going to rumble forward for a gain of 25 yards. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now at midfield. So here we go now. They're going to come out under center, chain in the backfield again. Takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff again. This time he tries to make it to the edge, and he does. He's able to avoid the tackle by Drew Bryant, and he's going to get a gain of 5 on the play, and it's now 2nd and 5 at the Neon Tigers 45-yard line. Going to be under center again. This time they're going to look to pass. He's got time, but is closing quickly. He has to scramble out, and he's got plenty of room to run, and he's going to run all the way, and he's going to slide down at the 23-yard line. If he would have kept running, he would have been leveled by that safety. But great job on that scramble rollout there. So 1st and 10 now on the 23-yard line of the Neon Tigers. They're down by 13, knocking on the door of the red zone. They send a man in motion, send him back, take the snap, then hand it off to a chain who runs right up the middle and into the waiting arms of J.J. McLeod, and that's going to be a tackle and a gain of 5. So 2nd and 5 now at the 18-yard line. Going to be under center once again, chain in the backfield. Takes a snap. It's going to be a handoff, and this time he's going to run into Mark Ellis, our will linebacker, and he's going to go down after a gain of 1. So it'll be 3rd and 4 now at the 17-yard line. In shotgun, takes a snap, looking to pass, and he's going to go down, and that's going to be a sack. And that's our 2nd sack of the game, and that's our right end, Nick Scorton, on the sack there. So now this would be a 40-yard field goal attempt, dead center for the Dune Scorpions. This will make it a 10-point game. The kick is up, and the kick is good. And it's a 27-17 Neon Tigers lead. Neon Tigers offense comes on the field after the Dune Scorpions get a field goal to pull within 10. 1st and 10 at their own 26. Bryden fakes both handoffs, and he's going to go down, and that's the 6th sack of the game for the Dubai Dune Scorpions. And it's going to be a 9-yard loss on a play, and it's now 2nd and 19. Bryden in shotgun. He's got Curry to his left. Takes a snap. He's got time. This time they send some blitzers, but he's able to get the throw off, and it's going to be caught. And that's caught by Ben Morton, and that's going to be a gain of about 16 or so on the play. It's going to be 3rd and 4 now at the 32-yard line. Bryden with the snap. Quick throw. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be a 1st down by Jeffries. Danny Jeffries, our slot receiver, on the reception. So 1st and 10 now at the 39-yard line. Bryden this time under center, Curry in the backfield. Going to hand it off to Curry, who makes the first defender miss, but then gets just thrown backwards by another Dune Scorpions defender. It's going to be a loss of 2 on the play, and it's going to bring up a 2nd and 12 at the Neon Tigers 36-yard line. In shotgun, Curry to the left. Bryden waiting for the snap, has it. Screenplay setup, throws it to Curry, who's got nothing but space, and he's able to run down the sideline and runs out of bounds at the 47-yard line. And it's a 1st and 10 again for the Neon Tigers. This time Bryden's going to come in shotgun. You got Curry to his right, or to his left once again. As the snap. I'm sorry, that's not Curry. That is going to be Levi Winters. And it's going to be 1st and 10 now at the 32-yard line. Bryden in shotgun. Got Winters to his right this time. Throws the pass out. It's going to be caught by Abdul Madden again, and he's going to rumble his way forward, and that's going to be a gain of 16 yards. And Bryden passes the 400-yard mark for the 2nd game this season. That's 2 out of 3 games, and it's 1st and 10 for the Neon Tigers now at the 16-yard line. We're going to hand it off. This one's going to be by Levi Winters, and that's going to be a gain of 3 on the play to bring up a 2nd and 7. Empty backfield this time. We're going 4 wide, it looks like, with a tight end in there. Bryden waiting for the snap, has it. Great protection. He's going to sail it across the middle, and it's going to be caught. And that's caught by Danny Jeffries, our slot receiver, down at the 3-yard line to bring up a 1st and goal for the Neon Tigers. And we are about to build an insurmountable lead possibly, and that's going to be a false start on the Neon Tigers. So that's going to back us up a little bit. So it'll now be a 1st and goal at the 8-yard line. Going to come out in I formation this time with Colbert and Winters in the backfield. He's going to fake the handoff. Looking to pass. He's going to throw it to the back corner, and it's going to be caught. And that's going to be another Neon Tigers touchdown and a 34-14 lead. And that touchdown catch was by Braylon Richardson, our tight end 3. All right, so here we go. After that punt, it's going to be Neon Tigers ball. 1st and 10 at their own 14. It's going to be a handoff. That one's going to go for a gain of 5, and it looked like that was Curry back in there. This time they're going to go 5 wide. It's going to be an empty backfield in shotgun. Britton with the snap, looking to pass. Great block pickup. He's going to throw it while moving, and it's going to be caught by Ben Borden for a first down up to the 33-yard line. That's a gain of 20. So another 1st and 10 now. Britton's going to be under center this time. You got Curry in the backfield. With the snap, he's going to hand it off to Curry, who has a huge hole up the middle, and it's going to be a huge run. He's finally brought down to the 47-yard line. That's going to be a 22-yard gain on the run by Delonte Curry. So 1st and 10 now at the Dune Scorpions 47-yard line. Britton in shotgun. Curry to his left. That's Winters to his left, and Britton keeps it, and he's going to try to run on his own. He just barely gets back to line of scrimmage. No gain on the play. It'll be a 2nd and 10 now. Britton in shotgun. Looks like that might be Curry back in there this time. It's kind of hard to see. I don't see the number. Takes a snap, and that is Curry. He's going to throw it across the middle, and it's going to be caught. And it's going to be a gain of a couple. It's going to bring up a 3rd and 5 now at the 42-yard line. Britton with the snap, clean pocket. He's going to throw a bullet, and it's going to fall incomplete, and that's going to likely be either a long field goal or a punt. And it's going to be a field goal. They're going to try a 59-yard field goal attempt from the left hash. See if Tyler Loop has it. The kick is up, and the kick is no good. It bounces off the upright. He had the distance, but what a break for the first miss of the season for Tyler Loop off the left upright. So here we go now, 1st and 10 at their own 49-yard line. Best field position of the game for the Dune Scorpions. They're down by 17. 39 seconds to go here in this 3rd quarter. With the ball open, he's going to throw it out to a chain who's going to get tackled on a play after a gain of 1. So it's now 2nd and 9 at the 50. In shotgun, takes a snap, looking to pass. We send blitzes, and we're going to get to him. And that's going to be a sack for DeJuan McLean, our Swiss Army knife hybrid swing safety. And that's going to bring us to the end of the 3rd quarter, where it's a 17-point, 34-17 Neon Tigers lead here in Tokyo. All right, so they're going to come out 3rd and 16 out their own 43. Got time, looking to pass, throws a long pass, and it's going to be intercepted. And it's going to be returned to the 40, to the 50, and he's going to get knocked out of bounds finally at the 41-yard line, and that's DeJuan McLean. We just talked about him on the last play, and he comes up with an interception on this one. And this team is rolling in all 3 phases of the football game. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 40. Britton's going to be under center, Curry in the backfield. They already have a 17-point lead, great field position. They're going to hand it off to Curry, who's going to get knocked down after a gain of about 2 on a play. That's going to bring up a 2nd and 8 now at the 38-yard line. Britton's going to be under center once again, Curry in the backfield. With the snap, drops back to pass, looking, he gets the throw, and he's got a wide open receiver over there, and that's that one's Hugh Frye with another reception in this game and another first down for 20 yards. And it's 1st and 10 at the 20. Britton's going to be under center, Curry in the backfield, and once again in the red zone, knocking on the door to extend an already insurmountable lead, and that one is going to be Abdul Madden. 2 yards on the reception, 2nd and 8 now at the 18-yard line. Britton in shotgun, Curry to his left, slightly behind him. Takes the snap, looking to pass, quick throw out. It's going to be caught, and that's going to be Hugh Frye on the catch. That's his 9th catch of the game, 153 yards. Britton in shotgun. He's got Levi Winters to his right this time. He's going to hand it off to Winters, who's going to bowl his way forward. That's going to be a gain of 3 to bring up a 2nd and goal now at the 4-yard line. Curry's going to check back into the game. Colbert's in with fullback in I formation. Britton under center. With snap, hands it off to Curry, who pushes his way through the middle and gets a gain of about 1 on the play. So it's now 3rd and goal at the 3. They're going to come out in shotgun this time. You've got Winters in the backfield this time to the right of Britton. Britton with the snack. Looking, great block, and that's going to be a touchdown. That's going to be Hugh Frye adding to his yardage total, and now can add a touchdown. And another huge score for the Neon Tigers. All right, so after you had another Neon Tigers touchdown, it's now 41-17, 1st and 10 for the Dune Scorpions at their own 24-yard line. Just getting demolished, and that's going to be a sack. What a job by the Neon Tigers defense for this entire game. And that sack is by defensive tackle Matt Bolden. And the Dune Scorpions just have no answer for this pressure they're getting on defense. It's now 2nd and 17 after the 17-yard loss on the play. He gets the ball out, and it's going to be caught, and he's able to hold on through it, and then it's going to be a fumble, and McLean's going to fall on it, and he's going to pick it up, and he's going to run. And why did they just sit there and look at him? But unbelievable. What a hit by DeJuan McLean to knock that ball free, and the Neon Tigers now have the ball once again with an already insurmountable lead and knock it on the door for another score. So 1st and 10 now at the 37-yard line of the Dune Scorpions. Right in shotgun. Got Winters in the backfield. It's going to be handed off to Winters, who's going to follow a blocker, and it's going to get a gain of about 4 on the play. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line now. In shotgun with the snap in time, gets the ball off, and it's going to fall incomplete, so it's now going to be 3rd and 6. Already in field goal range, easily for Loop, who had the distance for the 59-yarder that bounced off the left post. Gets a throw off, and it's going to be almost caught by Abdul Madden, but it's going to fall incomplete, and that will bring up another Neon Tigers field goal attempt. So this one will be from just inside 50 yards on the left hash. Loop's only missed one field goal all year, and it's that one that bounced off the left upright just a few minutes ago. And his kick is up, and that kick is good. And that gives the Neon Tigers a 44-17 lead here at home over the Dune Scorpions. So the Dune Scorpions, who are just beaten and just demoralized completely, in front of this Neon Nation that's just flying high right now. Fans are in it. We have the full momentum. It's our first home game ever. And we are just blowing the roof that doesn't exist off this place. And it's now 2nd and 6 after that 4-yard gain. Going to hand off to a chain who tries to run right up the middle. That's going to be tackled. Tackled on the play by Mark Ellis, our will linebacker. So it's now 3rd and 3 at the 31-yard line. Still only have one 3rd down conversion. So let's see if they can make this number 2 in a waning minutes of this game. And he's going to get hit as he throws. It's going to fall incomplete, and that's going to be another Dune Scorpions punt. All right, I lied. They're going to go for it. Why they're going for it, there's no chance for a comeback, but hey, you never know, I guess. They're going to hand it off, and it's going to be a 1st down. And they're going to get a 4th down conversion when they've only had one 3rd down conversion all game, and they now have a fresh set of downs. So 1st and 10 for the Dune Scorpions. Something's finally working for them. They're at their own 36-yard line in shotgun, takes a snap, looking to pass, and he's going to get chased down and brought down, and that's going to be the 2nd sack of the game for Nick Scorton, and a 2-yard loss on the play. 2nd and 12 now at the 34-yard line for the Dune Scorpions in shotgun. Waiting for the snap, has a snap. The pocket's collapsing and fast, and he gets hit as he throws once again, and it's going to be overthrown incomplete, 3rd and 12, and that was Scorton almost with another sack. Time in shotgun, takes a snap, looking. Got time, but not very much, and he's going to get it away, and it's going to be overthrown, incomplete, and it's going to be another 4th down attempt coming up. A 4th and 12 this time, a lot harder than a 4th and 3 that they recently converted. At their own 34-yard line with the snap. And they send a blitzer. The blitzer's picked up, but it's going to free up 2 others, and next Nick Scorton and Drew Bryant on the sack there, and it's going to be a turnover on downs, and it's Neon Tiger ball 4 yards away from the red zone. Here we go, 1st and 10, offset I formation. You got Colbert and Curry in the backfield. Hand it off to Curry, who makes a move and cut and results in a loss of 1. Brings up a 2nd and 11 now at their 25-yard line. Going to be in shotgun this time. Curry to the right. Brighton with the snap, looking to pass, gets a quick throw off. It's going to be caught across the middle by that's Danny Jeffries, and it's going to be just shy of a 1st down. It's going to be 3rd and inches at the 14. Going to come on I formation. Colbert and Curry in the backfield. Probably going to be a QB sneak, though. And it is. And Bright's going to get across, and that's going to be another Neon Tigers 1st down. And it's now 1st and 10 at the 13. And the clock just keeps ticking. And this game is over, and we're looking to maybe even add some more. Going to hand it off to Curry, who makes a man miss, makes another miss, and that's going to be his 2nd touchdown of the game. And it's going to be an insane lead here. That's going to be 51-17. I almost feel bad for the Dune Scorpions after yet another Neon Tigers touchdown. It is now a 51-17 lead here at the home opener in front of Neon Nation. And boy, are the Neon Tigers lighting it up. And the Dune Scorpions are going to get that pass. It's going to be a gain of 8. It's going to bring up a 2nd and 2 at the 37. But all this is for naught. This is a completely insurmountable lead, especially with only 5 minutes to go, and this defense is just playing balls out, and they can't do anything to stop our offense. So here we go on that snap, going to hand off, and that's going to be a fumble and another turnover. What a job by this defense today. This game is unbelievable, and Nick Scorton recovering the fumble to give us the ball yet again in scoring position. This is just insane. 1st and 10 now at the 33-yard line. Britton in shotgun, takes a snap, hands it off to Winters, who's going to make a move, and he's going to run out the middle. That's going to break one person's ankles, and it's going to be a gain of about 13. And it's going to be a 1st and 10 now in the red zone at the 20-yard line. Offset I formation. Curry's checked back into the game with Colbert. For some reason, we're still playing starters. We're going to hit it off to Curry, who breaks the tackle, makes it around the edge, and he's finally going to go down after a gain of 4. And it's now 2nd and 6 at the 16-yard line. And, yeah, just unbelievable. Britton in shotgun. Curry in the backfield, takes that, hands it to Curry, who runs right up the middle, and that's going to be a gain of 5 to bring up a 3rd and 1 at the 12. And we're going to have a QB sneak incoming and likely another Neon Tigers first down. Let's see. No, they're going to hand it off to the fullback, Colbert, who's going to rumble his way forward for a first down. And we have a 1st and goal at the 10-yard line. Just over 3 minutes to go. And Britton's going to be under center. Curry in the backfield. Going to hand it off to Curry, who runs right up the middle, shakes a defender, and he's in for yet another touchdown in this game. And that's now a 58-17 dismantling of the Dubai Dune Scorpions. And a final score, Tokyo Neon Tigers 58, the Dubai Dune Scorpions 17. Tokyo waited for this moment, and the Neon Tigers delivered a masterpiece. In their first ever home game under the lights of Neon Nation, Tokyo unleashes a 58-17 demolition of the Dubai Dune Scorpions. A performance built on speed, precision, and pure momentum. Check out the stats. So now Javon Britton, 41 of 50 for 492 yards, 3 touchdowns, interception. Ben Mooney, 17 of 33 for 240 yards and an interception. Rushing, Delonte Curry, 17 carries for 77 yards and 3 touchdowns. A chain led the way for the Dune Scorpions, 13 carries for 62 yards, 2 touchdowns, and a fumble. And then Levi Winters, our second-string halfback, added 9 carries for 70 yards. In receiving, Abdul Madden, our tight end 1, had 12 receptions for 126 yards, and Hugh Frye, 10 receptions for 156 yards and 2 touchdowns to lead the way. And a chain led the way, it looks like, for the Dune Scorpions, 8 receptions for 60 yards. And we had a third receiver with Ben Morton, 7 receptions and 94 yards. Almost had a 3-receiver 100-yard game. That would have been insane. And then defense, quite a bit of sacks this game. Let's see, that's 3, 6, 6.5. That's 7.5, 8.5, 9.5, 10.5, 11.5, 12.5, 13.5, 14 total sacks. So that's still actually realistic for 2 top defenses. So that's actually not too bad. Jack Madsen had 3.5. Nick Scorton had 3. Presley, Bolden, Dallas Turner, Drew Bryant, Mark Herman, Dwayne McLean, and Kerry Wolf all had 1. And then Christian Carvey had a half a sack. For interceptions, we had 1 by Cam Smith, 1 by DeJuan McLean. Forced fumbles, we had 1 by Cameron Peters and 1 by DeJuan McLean. And fumble recoveries, 1 by Nick Scorton and 1 by DeJuan McLean. So what a job by our defense this game. And then kicking, of course, Tyler Loop was 3 of 4 with a long of 50. And his only miss came from that doink from 59 yards out. All right, so we're going to get an upgrade in this game for our backup center, Carlos Griggs. We're going to upgrade his agile. That's going to boot him up to 77 overall. And let's see, we get +1 awareness, +4 to run block, and +1 to run block finesse. So good set of upgrades actually for him. 3 weeks, 3 battles, 3 statements. In week 1, the Neon Tigers walked into Detroit and shocked the league. A 48-21 demolition that announced the arrival of the Neon era. In week 2, Tokyo traveled to Boston and survived one of the smartest defenses in football. A disciplined 27-16 win that proved this team can win any style of game. And in week 3, history was made. The first ever home game in Tokyo, Neon Nation in full force, and the Neon Tigers lit it up and delivered a 58-17 masterpiece against the Dubai Dune Scorpions. 3 games, 3 wins, and a franchise that's growing stronger every week. If you're rocking with the Neon era, make sure to hit that like button, subscribe, and join the channel nights. Your support builds this universe, fuels this franchise and keeps Neon Nation glowing. And if you want early access, polls, behind-the-scenes roster moves, and exclusive perks, memberships are live right now. Next episode, the Gauntlet continues, but this time, we're shifting to a 2-game format. First, we travel to Oklahoma City to take on the Oklahoma City Tornado Wranglers, a team built on chaos, tempo, and one of the loudest home crowds in the league. Then, we return home for our first ever divisional matchup, a showdown with the Shanghai Jade Dragons. A rivalry begins, a division battle with real stakes, and a chance to take control of the East. 2 games, 2 tests, 1 mission. Stay undefeated. This has been episode 3 of the Neon Tigers franchise. 3 weeks down, and the Neon era is just getting started. Thank you for watching, thank you for supporting, and thank you, Neon Nation, for making history with us. We'll see you in episode 4, and as always, light it up. From the heart of the nation's football league, thank you for being part of the Neon era.